Hello, everyone, and welcome to Newly Forged. Sorry for the delay, but we're all here, everything's working, and we are ready to go, ready to party, ready to do whatever is going to happen in this crazy game. It's going to be fun. We're going to go around and do some quick intros. I would like to know who you are, who you're playing, and I would like to know. I don't think I've actually asked this before, but I would like to know what your character's favorite color is. Oh, did we lose Mateo?
I don't know. I don't know why my camera's turned off all of a sudden.
No worries. No worries.
No, trapped in the computer.
No worries. It's all good. But yeah, let's go around and do those intros. Let's start up with Mike up in the corner.
And that's me. One half of hashtag Prefect. I play Defect, Warforged Barbarian. And Defect's favorite color, thinking he will lean towards a mahogany brown type color. Something of a wood variety.
All right.
So that's where he picked that.
Very cool. Defect likes wood. Nice to know.
Warm and woody.
Yeah. Moving on down.
Also the same.
Yeah. Moving on down to Amber.
That's me. I am the other half of hashtag Griefect. I'm Amber Tenajai. I play Grig, the Goblin Artificer. And I gotta say, I mean, it's obvious, right? Red.
Fair
Red.
enough.
Also gold. Gold is nice, but red.
Very cool. And hopping right along to Sarah. Oh, you're muted, Sarah. There we go.
Am I?
Yep, you're good.
Now?
Yep.
I didn't do anything. I don't know what that was about. Cool. Hey, I'm Sarah, and I play Olive, the half-orc druid. And I think Olive's favorite color is kind of a mossy green,
Nice.
but not olive green. Definitely not.
Definitely not. You're more of a gray olive.
Well, yes, Olive is gray, and she likes like a mossy green.
I dig it. All right. Moving right along then to our friend in the corner here, Tanner.
I am Tanner. I'm playing Adis, the Human Ranger. I don't know. Maybe black, just like his eyeliner.
Fair enough. I will not understand how you are wearing a hoodie in this heat.
Air
Yeah.
conditioning.
Ah, of course.
It's so humid in my apartment, and the windows were open all day, and it's gonna storm outside. So I have the dehumidifier turned on, but it runs as AC.
Gotcha.
So I'm actually pretty cold right now.
I am jealous. I'm on the verge of overheating. So I dig it.
Well, like also under the camera, I'm wearing short shorts.
Well, I would
And
expect
so, like,
nothing
I'm not
less.
totally like layered.
Right.
I think.
And then up in our remaining corner, we have Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt. I'm playing Spoot, Total Cleric. And it's probably also obvious. I think Spoot's favorite color is probably
Fish.
I was gonna say silver like fish scales.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just gonna say all green, all of them, but yellow might be his like second favorite.
Very cool. Yellow and green. All right. And I am Jared. I am your humble dungeon master playing everybody else. I will give a random NPC's answer to this question. Bulk's favorite color is blue. Bet you didn't know that.
Now it's
All right.
You don't see a lot of blue in desert ruins.
Well, there's the sky. That's kind of a nice blue.
Isn't the
Perhaps.
dragon blue?
The dragon was indeed
Dragon
blue.
was blue.
Boss blue, like that's
The
what
boss
they
was
call
blue.
it.
Boss. The boss was blue.
It's true. It's true. Well, let's dive right into this week's episode of Newly Forged. Last time on Newly Forged, our heroes were put on trial for their actions at Tower Manor. Testimony was given by various guard captains, Kaelin, Jathleen, and, unexpectedly, Ceda Meloor. Ultimately, they were found guilty, but due to extreme circumstances and the evidence uncovered revealing the truth about Greyclaw, they were sentenced to time served and allowed to go free. Kaelin and Jathleen, however, were found guilty of being part of a subversive criminal organization and sentenced to work with the guard to root out any remaining Red Crows, and have been forbidden from leaving the city until their probation is ended. Jathleen thanked the party for their aid and went off on her own to get herself a bit of private lodging. The party decided to celebrate their release with a few rounds of drinks, a good meal, and Defect and Spoot took a nice walk where they spoke together about the dreams Defect had been having. The next day, the party was offered a job by Ceda Meloor to retrieve and recover an archaeology team at a dig of underground ruins. The party accepted, and after some shopping to re-up their supplies, Adis left Kaelin with enough money to last while they were away, and a promise to check in each day if possible. The group departed and traveled 2 days to the barge crossing of the Crosscut River, which is where we find ourselves now as the party has boarded the barge and are about to get underway.
You mean the boss battle platform?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, as a reminder, you are about to get on this barge with Herbie and Cloud and their 2 men-at-arms, guards, however you want to look at them. Falcon and Tern. I would like someone to roll me a d20. Actually, I would like 2 people to roll me d20s, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope, not a D230. That wouldn't work. 12.
Wonderful. Cool.
I
And
think I actually rolled a D87 for my hit points. That didn't work so well either.
indeed not. And I need someone to roll me a D100. All right, go for it. All right.
Nope.
Cool. All right. So, first off, the day is kind of windy, but not so bad. The occasional high gust of wind, but it's going in the direction of the river, so it's going west. So the water's moving a little bit quick and a little choppy. And as you are standing on this... I should probably turn on some music, shouldn't I? As you are standing on the edge of this Crosscut River, you hear it rushing by, but you also, on very far away, can see what looks like a distant shore. Adis, with your ridiculous passive perception, you are guessing it's probably anywhere between 700 and 1,000 feet away.
What about Defect's eagle eyes? How many blades of
yeah.
grass can Defect?
Defect, you can
Right.
you can definitely see across the way, and you think it's probably about 800 feet away.
Okay.
You don't know how long it's going to take to cross, given that the barge is fairly large and pulled by only 2 men, purportedly. So, but they look tough. But they look muscly, like it's their job. So,
If I help, would it speed things up?
well, it's hard to tell. It might be like a too many cooks spoil the broth kind of situation, but it might work out. You might be able to pull the rope a little bit faster.
Couldn't hurt to ask.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So, Herbie propels y'all on. He was Australian, I think. All right, everyone, come on. Time to get on the way. Let's go. There's all kinds of like big metal crates and stuff. It seems like there's not. It doesn't seem like there's a lot in the crates. They're just heavy and large and like all assembled. So you don't know what they could possibly be doing. But yeah.
Where is the best place to stand in this barge? The center, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, you can just stand in the center, or you can just stay anywhere where there's room. Really, it's up to you. You know, you can get a nice look out at the river if you walk along the railings. Dealer's choice.
Well, I think I will take a little walk along the railings.
All right. Yeah, help yourself. Get comfy.
Dude, don't get too close. Last thing we need to do is fish you out.
Fish?
At least he can swim.
I mean, you can try.
Yeah, fair.
I don't swim terribly well. I just can hold my breath for a little while until someone gets me out.
Well, be
Not a sea
careful.
turtle?
The current's a bit quick around these parts, so you might want to be careful on it.
Oh yes, I would end up in a different part of the bank for sure.
That's true.
Olive's just gonna find a seat among the on one of the boxes.
Yeah,
You're
you
gonna
can
turn
go
into
do
a cat and go in the box.
Considering it, but if I do that, we will ultimately need my wild shape for something better than just being a cat. So
Wait, you can be swimming things now, can't you?
I can be swimming things.
it. Ooh.
It's true. I could be an octopus.
Maybe not in freshwater. I don't know how those mechanics work.
Well, snakes are
I'm not going.
poisonous.
I'm not going to get that particular. If you want to be an octopus, like
If snakes are poisonous, I'm just saying.
Only some
Yeah,
of them are.
Don't. I'm gonna fight you.
don't get us started. I'm fairly certain that Grig would stay near the middle.
Is there
Alright.
is there like any kind of like high point on this barge?
there is a couple of like tall metal crates, but it seems like they have bars on the top. So how sturdy they would be during the crossing is debatable.
Grig wants to know what's in them.
Could I
There's nothing
Like-
in them. They're just big empty crates.
climb up and sit on one of them, not stand?
Yeah, you can do that.
Just so like decent vantage point.
Yeah, totally. You climb on up on top of one, no problem. Sit yourself down, put your legs over the side, or like in between the iron bars. It's up to you.
Whichever one would be sturdier or steadier.
All right, so probably hanging over the side, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, very cool. Herbie and oops. Herbie kind of walks up to the front, and our less chatty Claude heads his way over to the aft of the barge, as it were. He's like, all right, here we go. Everybody hold on. And they start, as Herbie starts pulling, Claude like removes line lashings that were holding the barge on the other side, and then rushes up to the front and helps. And they just kind of walk up the rope and like walk, and the barge kind of pulls along on its side. You see that Turn stays on the aft near this kind of useless oar, since the barge doesn't really go anywhere. But it looks like he's kind of like helping to push out to get started. And you can see the current immediately starts like drifting the barge over to one side. But it doesn't seem to be anything that they're surprised by. They seem to know what they're doing, and it seems to be business as usual as far as you can tell at the moment. But the wind is certainly making it interesting. There's shouting going on. It is quite fun and crazy.
Does anything normally pop out of this water?
Well, occasionally. You know,
Like what?
We've had a few merfolk once or twice, which has been kind of nice. What else have we had? We did get a bit of... We have had a couple of scraps while we hired Turn and... that's why we hired Turn and Falcon here. They shoo off most things. Occasionally a couple other things have come up. We've had a few like underwater people try to like raid the barge once or twice, but not too bad. Rumor has it there's some kind of portal to a plane of liquid somewhere around these parts, like underneath the river. But
Act portal.
yeah, about half a mile
portal,
away, you
it is.
detect a portal.
And
And it is definitely like down from you, like upriver and down.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, there is.
Well, that's the rumor.
wrong direction.
No, it's true. It is there.
What?
And I'll
Leave the
point in the
portal on.
direction.
Oh, like you know, right? Well, whatever. You know what's best. No problem.
Well, he does, and I think we should avoid it. Seems like we won't be going anywhere near it though on this trajectory. Yeah.
We're just going straight across, so as long as the portal's not straight across, I don't see too much of a problem.
For science. Just kidding. Let's not.
Well,
Turn this barge
if
around.
If it were,
Well, we
like,
don't really care. We just pull the rope the other way.
then maybe we put something in and wait it and see if it would go through. But since it's upstream, I can't think of a good way to get over there that wouldn't be like really disruptive and challenging.
Wait, was it upstream or was it downstream?
Upstream.
Upstream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the
I don't know
stream
a good way.
moves very quickly.
Just in
I mean,
case. What's that?
I
what's
could
that
turn
thing I
into
do?
something for up to 3 hours and that can breathe underwater.
Well, it shouldn't take us
No,
that
we
long
get
to get
stuck
across
over
the river. It usually only takes a few minutes, 20 minutes at most, usually.
I will burn a first level spell slot and do primeval awareness. So
All right.
for the next minute, anything within, because this isn't a forest, anything within 1 mile that is aberration, celestial, dragons, fae, fiends, or undead, or elementals, I
Mhm.
can sense them.
For a mile.
Yeah, and for 1 minute.
Cool. You definitely ping up. You're just at the start of like you're only probably like 50 feet from the shoreline at this point, but already you can see the river's gotten very, very deep, and definitely elementals ping off of your device. You get kind of a chalky feeling in your mouth, and you know that means there's elementals somewhere.
But I'm not getting anything else.
Not at the moment. Not for
That's
that
fine.
minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So you are heading right across the way. About 10 minutes, you're about midway through, and you can definitely see on the shorelines what is going on. Everyone go ahead, give me a perception check, just real quick. All right.
Every week I
Ooh.
forget how to work this character sheet.
Perception.
Oh no! Whoops! I hit the wrong one. No wonder that was so bad.
Spoot is trying
Very
to
different.
persuade the environment around him.
Hey, come closer!
Yeah.
Come here, water elementals.
I
Yeah.
honestly didn't do much better with the
Only the
perception.
shore was closer to us.
Yeah.
Actually, I rolled exactly the same. Believe it or not, I just had a
Yeah, you
higher
did.
mod.
So, Defect, Grig, and Adis, you're all scanning around, and there doesn't seem to be anything crazy. You see a few fish swimming in the water. Like, there's no horrible, like, kraken or anything, at least as far as down into the water as you can see. So everything seems to be going pretty well. So you make it about halfway across, and something hits the barge.
Can I do my thing again?
Yeah.
All right.
You get a stronger chalky feeling in your mouth.
Hmm.
I'm gonna hop off the crate and like pull my bow out. Guys, just be ready, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here I was thinking we'd have a peaceful river journey.
Yeah.
No.
You thought.
Yeah. So the barge kind of rocks a little bit, and then you see what appears to be like a strange watery tentacle kind of rise up and lash out towards uh, towards the man pulling the boat, or like mid-process up at the front again.
Watch your backs.
They are surprised by it, but they manage to avoid it, which is good. But yeah. And then you see like a couple more like watery tentacles and heads kind of merge up out of the water, kind of, and you're surrounded on this barge by like 5 things of water that are just standing up on their own.
Oh, like they're made of water.
Yeah, they are
Spoot, do
made
you want to
of
try
water.
to talk to these?
Who?
Spoot,
I
would
can
you like
only
to try to talk to these?
I mean,
The
sure.
water elemental.
Hello. Oh, I see where you're going.
That
Yeah,
I
aqua.
was just saying, I can only talk to them if they're
I was
animals.
like, they're water. They're not turtles. Come on. No, I'm just. I see where you're going. Yeah, I can
Aquan.
attempt. I can attempt to like call out an awkward and say, "Hello.
Okay.
Can we help you?"
So you call out to the nearest one, and like they hadn't done anything necessarily aggressive yet. They're kind of just like been threatening and kind of like waving tentacles of water. One of them looks directly at you, and you can see kind of like a face form out of the water, and it kind of like tilts its head to one side and kind of like gets a little closer to be like looking directly at you. Spoot, go ahead, make a either nature or arcana roll.
I'm gonna go with nature.
26. Nice. Yeah, with a 26, you've heard about these things before. They are a form of elemental. You think they're called weirds.
No.
How do I think weirds is spelled?
Why?
E-I-R.
I assumed a Y was in there. Okay.
No Y, just weird. And they seem to be made out of pure water. You think they're actually just called water weirds. And you know them to be, with a 26, you know them to be kind of a lesser elemental. They can still do some damage if they're like up. And they're usually set and like bound to like certain areas or bodies of water. So it's weird that they've kind of popped up here. But this one seems to be looking at you in understanding, but it doesn't respond.
I will say, are you lost? Or have we wandered into your territory?
Go ahead.
Have we barged in?
There
How
it
much
is.
psychic damage is that?
1d100
Thank you
psychic
for saying
damage.
it out loud.
All right. Go
Wait,
ahead,
wait.
Spoot.
Adis is the only one that would understand that, so Adis is the only one with psychic damage.
Yep.
Did you also take
Okay.
Aquan just because?
He's
I
got-
have primordial,
he's got
so I
primordial.
can understand all of them.
Okay. I feel like there has to be some things that I can say that he can't understand. I got to figure out what that is.
Primordial's like the Latin of like the primordial family, Ingen, etc., etc.
But anybody who
So we get
speaks
the gist
Ingen,
of it.
Orin, Perrin, Aquan, I can understand them.
Correct.
Rangers are annoying.
So
Yeah.
what this creature does is it just kind of looks at you and nods its head. You asked it 2 questions, so
I see. I will start over. Are you lost?
it nods its head.
Can we help?
It kind of looks around, and I would like you to make a persuasion roll with advantage because you're speaking a language they understand.
Oh, thank God for that. Thank Farlane, I mean. Persuasion.
Okay.
Interesting.
With an 8, they kind of look at you. It kind of looks at you, and it's like you get the sense that it doesn't think you're very helpful, but it's not being aggressive towards you at this moment in time.
I will say, if you allow us, we will pass through without incident. I'm sorry we could not help you.
You see it kind of looks its heads, and the other ones that are all like stuck up and kind of like waving tentacles and arms, it kind of like there's some kind of unspoken communication between all these things as it looks around, and the other 4 kind of like melt back into the water, and as soon as they like go back into the surface, they're invisible. You can't see them. This one kind of like reaches a tendril of water out in your direction, Spoot, and it goes right to your shoulder, and you just feel like a wet water just kind of like tap you on the shoulder a couple times, and then it like withdraws and it sinks back into the water. Seemingly any aggressiveness that they may have had towards this thing going through where they were has been avoided.
Wow.
What'd you say? What just happened? Where'd they go?
I'm not
Do you need
sure.
a towel?
No, the water doesn't bother me. I don't know. They could not speak back to me, but I know they could understand me, at least to a degree.
Well, that was weird.
Yes. Well,
You can say
they
that
were.
again.
They were weird.
Well, yeah, I've never seen water do that before.
They might be lost. I got the impression that they're not meant to be here, but we could not find a way to offer them any assistance, so I just asked for safe passage across.
Well, I mean,
is that what you were doing?
looking for
All I
portals?
heard were like watery sounds coming out of you.
Yeah, I need to brush up on my Aquan, actually. I haven't been speaking it a lot lately. Yeah, I don't know if it has anything to do with the portal nearby. It might be worth.
It's probably the portal. Things can come through there freely if they find it.
You've seen a
Sometimes
lot
it's hard
of stuff.
to go back.
Is
And if the
I know
current
this isn't
is
my
an indication,
strength.
Perhaps the current on the other side of the portal is also pushing things into it.
Maybe. If they can't. Well, you would think they could go back if they were water. But anyway, I know this is not my strength, but perhaps is there through some lucky roll in Arcana, could I perhaps like put 2 and 2 together to see if these things might be interplanal? I guess I
Yeah,
could
go ahead.
ask.
Make a Arcana check. Cool. With an 11, they are elemental, so they are native to the elemental plane of water. But those ones may live on this plane. Like, they definitely aren't all. It's like they live where they live. But their origins are definitely the plane of water.
Well, I'm unsure if the portal has anything to do with it, but it does seem coincidental. Perhaps I'll just have to make note of this, and if we travel back this way again, well, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll cross paths and be more helpful next time.
Well, whatever you say. All I know is 5 bits of water come up. You talked them all down, so much appreciated.
Might I recommend if they appear again, just don't do anything threatening. Perhaps they will recognize you from just now and let you pass.
No problem. You hear that, Falcon and Ten? Just be nice to the water people.
I suppose
Well,
I could
maybe-
try to.
And they kind of just like nod their heads and kind of go back to holding their crossbows at the ready.
Maybe the ones made of pure water, but not all water people.
Oh yeah, we know. Yeah, they knew what I meant. No problem.
I've never thought to try this before with a human. I wonder if you could learn a simple word in Aquan. Perhaps I could teach you the word for friend or peace or something that in a pinch you could use. But I don't know. It might be very difficult. You could easily say the wrong thing. So
Just Murloc
What?
noises.
I mean, if there's some magic word that'll make them leave us alone if they pop up again, you can give it a try.
I don't know. It might be too risky. But yeah. Here, see if you can repeat this, and I'll say the word in Aquan for peace, just like.
So say it.
All right. He's gonna make an intelligence check.
Just put your microphone near the sink momentarily, just for the note for the
He rolled a
word.
19 on his intelligence check. He repeats the word perfectly.
Nailed
That's
it.
excellent. Okay, you have to remember that.
Which is
Don't add too many "blah" at the end, or it might sound like you're insulting them.
Right. So it's just blah, blah, blah.
Yes, I would start by just being normal and not having any aggressive action. If it feels like there's a standoff, perhaps you can try that.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll just be all friendly like with my blah, 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 and it'll be great.
All right. Wow, that's impressive. Wow, humans can learn.
Well,
Excuse you.
I've always thought
Yeah.
myself fairly smart.
Well, I just mean, Aquan's not a very common language.
Greg is rubbing off on everybody.
It's gonna be
Actually,
the
I like-
anti-humanist party.
Spoot meant no, insult by it. He was just like, oh, that's fascinating. I never thought to try to teach Aquan to a human. I didn't think their lips worked that way.
Well, I didn't think I'd understand anything really from a turtle, but here we are.
Oh, well. That was exciting.
Yeah. So the rest of the way goes by without event, and you get to the other side of the Crosscut River, and you are now on the north side of the Crosscut River, in the Pastoral Plains.
Pastoral. I thought it was pastel when we first started today. That's
totally different.
what I had written down.
Oh no,
Pastel
indeed,
plain.
it is pastoral.
Totally
For
different.
they are large and magnificent. There may be pastel flower fields, like you don't know, could be.
That'd be cute.
Cool. Just for east is the glimmering void. That sounds ominous.
That
Let's
is
go there.
very far. Well, not very far, but it's farther than you think you need to travel. Also, you don't actually know it's there. It's just on the map that I just showed you.
Oh, we've got a cute
Oh.
little token. That's our party.
It's
We're carrying
true.
a map, aren't we?
I love it.
You have a map, but that doesn't mean everything that's on this map is written on that
Okay.
map.
Eventually, we
yeah.
will have a fully complete map,hopefully.
Yeah. But
And then we
as
can
you
fast
can
Cannot fast travel because enemies are near.
see, right. But yeah. So you make it all the way there. Go ahead. So you have 3 days of travel ahead of you. Based on the directions you got from Ceda. So go ahead make a survival check with advantage, whoever wishes to do so.
What's your mod now, Adis, for survival?
I mean 7, but I still got the D4 on survivals.
I got you. So you can always do at least what I can do.
Yeah.
And sometimes more.
Cool, yeah. Yeah, Adis, you have no problem whatsoever finding the direction that you need to go, kind of moving away in kind of an east by northeast kind of direction from the river. And yeah, within a few hours, you find a place to make some camp.
Oh, I did. Once I sense the portal,
Mhm.
and we're off the boat, I want to just like make a mark as close as I can on the map to, where that is.
Sure, yeah, just go ahead, write yourself a little note that there is a portal to somewhere
Hmm.
in the bottom of the Crosscut River.
Okay.
I also tried to jot down in my journal the general whereabouts of where we might be.
Yeah, you know it's about a half a mile upstream of the barge crossing on that river, so
Gotcha.
if you needed to find it, you could roughly do so.
We might need to find those 4 lost elementals.
Who knows? Who knows? Very cool. All right.
All right.
So indeed, the ba-ba-da-ba-da. So the night begins to come in close, and you can see there's a lot of light. It's that time where like both moons are starting to become full. So there's
Ooh.
lots of light being reflected. You know, there's 2 moons, and there's kind of like 3 full moons in a month on Nuuli. When they are both on opposite sides of the planet, and then like when they rotate, and then like only one is, and then the other one only is.
But
But
the tides do funky things here.
the tides are, you know, the tides are normal for Nuuli, and sailors know how to deal with it.
Good place to be a wereborn.
But but the
Or is it bad?
the 2 moons are different sizes. Like one is much larger than the other, whether that's by distance or just mass, nobody knows. But that's what you know. And you know, but they're both like in the positions where they're like on there's more space between them, and so they're both almost full. Anyone can make a nature check to see if they can figure out like how long that is. Spoot with a 19. You definitely know that. Yeah, you probably got about 2 nights after tonight. So like tonight and then another 2 until it's full moon time. So probably if it's really 3 days of travel, probably like the same day that you get to these ruins, it's going to be full moon night. But you'll be underground, so whatever.
Okay, interesting.
Time won't matter.
But yeah,
I'm gonna go out hunting for food.
cool. Make a survival check.
Should we make some rice to go with it? We have a
Sure.
lot of it.
Start
Yeah.
that pot of rice up.
Yeah,
Got a
you've
bag of rice
you've
and
got
a bag
stuff?
of orcish spices.
We have many bags of rice and a giant pot.
I
You
think
do.
everyone has a bag of rice.
Is it possible, since this I assume is a new area,
Mhm.
maybe for plants, is it possible that I could like also go out foraging, like looking for herbs, anything that could be eaten or maybe medicinal?
Well, are you looking for food or are you looking for medicine stuff? Because there'll be
I don't
different
know.
checks.
Okay, that's fair. I think maybe tonight if Adis is looking for food, then I'll look for medicine stuff.
Great. Go ahead. Just give me a medicine check. Cool. So Adis, with a 26 on your survival check, you have no problem finding enough fresh critters out here to supplant the party's pot of rice.
Okay, so I'm not dragging back like a boar or anything this time.
No. Just small, like rodential kind of creatures.
Squirrel and rice.
And
Stew.
you also find like like wild potatoes and carrots and that kind of thing.
Yes.
Find some veggies in
Stew.
there. With a 14 spoot, you're looking around. You don't quite find anything too useful here. It's a lot of like grassy plants. And Adis just got really lucky. Like somebody must have like dropped potatoes or carrots at one point, and then they just kind of went in the ground and kind of grew in a little patch. You have no idea how he found those out here. Like it makes
Are they
no
the
sense.
colorful carrots?
They are.
Wild carrots?
Yeah, they're like purple and yelloa. Yeah.
Food like shakes his herbalism kit and like listens like, you're broken.
More breaks inside of it.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Greg, help me skin these.
Oh yeah. Practice time.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a survival check, Greg. Oh, with an 18, yeah, you successfully skin one of these mere weasels or whatever they are.
Oh,
Gotta
I
do it.
got one day I have to tame one of the things that I find.
You
I
can
would love a
always
little mere weasel just sticking, like a little mere cat just standing up on my shoulder.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well done. So you all eat very nice spiced rice and mere weasel stew. It's very tasty. Yeah. That is, and like you can see pretty well considering the amount of light coming off of the moon, the stars. There's not like any overhanging trees or anything. So you're pretty out in the open. But you have been told like these pastoral plains tend to be much safer than the brambled plains on the other side of the river, which was pretty massive. It's definitely the largest river most of you have seen. Those of you who spent some time down in Mandarian crossed the Divide River, which the Divide River was, or is, I should say, a mile across for most of it. So it is very, very wide. And this Crosscut River is an offshoot of that.
So I imagine that's
Estuary,
probably-
I think. Estuary is the one that like comes from the river, right?
No, estuary is the one that mixes salt and plain.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I think it's like where it meets with a.
Where it meets with
oceanic
a
body.
saltwater body. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
This seems to be a tributary, I believe. No, that feeds.
No,
it.
that feeds the river. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Oh, give me a minute. Hold on.
Anti-tributary.
Yeah. The reverse tributary. Very well.
A distributary.
Yes.
Well, regardless, it was a big ass body of water. So yeah, great. Are you gonna do some watches, or are you just gonna like let it ride?
No, we should do that
Watch
thing.
this.
Yeah, we're back in the world where there's stuff and things.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's been so long since we had a watch. I don't even know what to
Yeah,
roll.
who's gonna go
I
first?
know. People who don't see in the dark should go first.
Yeah.
Defect or Spook can go first. Defect can take the last.
Okay,
Just-
cool. All right. So, first watch. Go ahead. Roll me a perception check.
I just realized it looked like I was volunteering myself, but I was actually pointing at Mike's camera. For me, he's above me. I don't know where he is in the Twitch stream.
Oh no. He's
It's
to,
like-
he's to your right on the Twitch stream.
Right. Until we get-
Except it looks like you're pointing at me, so you know whatever. You can't win this fight, dude.
I'll
very
go
cool.
anyway, just because I
He's over there.
volunteered. by
Yeah.
accident. Okay.
Go ahead, roll a perception check there, Spoot.
All right. Where are you?
Cool. Yeah, with a 9, It appears that it is a quiet, calm evening. You do hear a few like howls of animals, like in the distance, like, which is kind of not disconcerting. Like it's not like a scary howl. It's just kind of a natural howl. But that's all you really notice. And then it comes time for Grig's watch.
That's me.
Cool.
Not performance, perception.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see a lot.
Yeah, with a 4, Grig,
Maybe you want to try singing.
you
Right.
you like know you're supposed to be on watch, but you kind of get a little distracted. You've seen a lot of really interesting stuff the last couple of weeks. And you just kind of start going through it all and cataloging it. You know, learning.
I'm playing with my calligraphy kit.
Yeah, you're
Don't touch any plants.
you're playing with that.
Yeah.
Defect. You, as you are in your shutdown mode here,
Okay.
you just keep having that same dream of like those 2 shining orbs above your head that you keep looking at. Only you're not like running through anything anymore. You're just like giving into it, and like it's almost like you're on your back just watching these shining orbs spin around each other. Just in the black sky. Olive,
Yes.
as you dream, you see these 2 shining balls. You're a moon druid. You're pretty sure they're like moons of Nuuli. You've been having this dream more so, and more so lately. And you just are enraptured by them, whether it's your druidic choices that are calling to you. Something is becoming stronger in you, and you definitely know that. I'd like both of you to make wisdom checks for me.
Wisdom. Oh yeah, I'm feeling very wise.
Oh, both of you did pretty well. A 15 from Defect and a 21 from Olive.
Which actually means he rolled higher, but I have him more.
Well, that's fine. So both of you, you know, you both are like sensing this like connection to these orbs or moons or whatever. Olive, you get the sense that it has nothing to do with your druid circle. It's something else. Some kind of portent or something is intruding upon your dreams. And Defect with a 15. Like, you don't really like, you're a fan of wolves and you kind of have that connection to them. But this doesn't feel wolf-like. It's something else.
Does it feel like a nightmare to me, or still?
It's not
Just,
scary, no. It's just, you're just calmly watching the moons. But a wolf wouldn't sit there and watch the moons. The wolf would go and hunt and like howl at the moon maybe, but you're just standing there like enraptured by it.
Okay.
Yeah. Third watch. Is that?
Oh, that's
I'll
me.
go. Oh. No watches.
Cool. Yeah, with a 16, Olive, you just see you hear a few like animals off in the distance. Nothing too dangerous comes around. But
Can I talk to them?
they're not like around you, they're just in the distance. I mean, you can try, but you'd have to like make a lot of noise.
Yeah. I'll let everybody sleep.
But with a 16, you definitely can. You keep getting drawn back to the 2 moons, almost full.
This is suspicious.
But nothing
Very
dangerous or threatening happens on your watch. What was that?
So the moons, they're very pretty.
They are. They're beautiful out here. You know, the stars are bright. There's very few clouds. They're bright right now because they're almost full. It's very beautiful. And that brings us to fourth watch.
I can go unless Defect wants to go.
Is this the last one?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
last one.
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay. Go ahead. It's still kind of dark out, so it's a disadvantage. Well, there's the campfire, so straight roll. Cool. 10. Yeah. You sit out there, you hear noises, you know that there's animals out in this area. You don't know necessarily what they are yet, but you know that they're out and about. They're not being aggressive or anything. But they are, around. But it doesn't seem like anything dangerous is coming your way. There's no like big honking rhinoceri or anything.
No more Chimera.
Yes, the famous
Where
big
were
honking rhinoceri.
Yeah. As the sun begins to rise, you almost don't even notice the sun rise because you keep looking at the moons. They remind you of something, but it's hard to figure out what that is.
Surf defects from the moon.
Ooh.
God damn
Secret
it,
moon
write that down.
base.
I would also
Um,
like to imagine that I did not. I think Spook kept that little bit of knowledge about the moons to himself for now, so I'm curious.
But the dawn does indeed come, and everybody can awaken with a full, fresh rest. Oh, question,
Yay.
actually. Did you contact, or Adis, did you have Spoot contact Kalen the night before?
I mean, I was gonna say that in the after we finished the watches and stuff, like if he had spell slots and didn't use them for other things.
No, as long as I didn't, I could have easily done that as long as I did it before my long rest.
Cool. Then, when you contact Kalen to let him know you crossed the river, all right, Spoot, for Adis, you're playing this weird like telephone game.
I love it.
Kalen responds, sounds like you had a fun adventure. Glad everyone's okay. Tell Adis I found a place I think he'll like, and I love him.
Aww.
So much
Now
mush.
you have to say that.
So Caitlin says, "I think I found a man I like, and I love him." Oh wait, no, place. I'm so sorry. Just kidding. Spoot will repeat the message to the best of his ability in Aquan, just to be extra, because he knows that that Adis likes that.
Yes, I love bubbly noises.
Actually, I don't even know if I would use Aquan to I don't know. Anyway, I'll tell Adis the message.
Great. So, Adis, it sounds like Kalen has found a place.
Cute.
Some kind of little apartment. Or house or something.
I wonder if it's nice. I hope it's nicer than that one that we were stuck in.
Didn't get any
I feel like that's
details.
a low bar.
Nope.
You can ask him at
But
the
that-
end of the day. Maybe.
Yeah.
Ascending spell doesn't come with a floor plan.
You'll have to. You can't send images. It was too large a file.
Yeah.
So he had
One
to,
one
like,
kilobyte limit is.
Yeah, it's in the Dropbox, but I can only access that.
But my storage is full, and I'm not going to pay
Yeah.
for Pro for just this
It's
one
got a
thing.
bunch of maps in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, Spook will say, so Adis, if everything goes well today, if there's something specific you would like to ask him tonight, you can let me know before we take our rest.
I mean, sure.
I'll give you the day to think on it.
You can't receive picture files, correct?
Correct.
Ooh, spicy.
Nope. Nor can I send them.
He can, but they're in binary.
Oh no.
That's a lot of
I don't-
ones.
I don't
Caitlin has
speak
to
that
be in-
language.
Caitlin has to be in the water for me to. No, I'm just kidding. It's a sensory experience.
I would like someone to roll me a d20, please.
Not me today.
I did it already.
Yes.
I think it's my turn.
It's a new day, baby.
I don't want
What?
to possibly waste my roll on that.
Adis, what's your passive D20?
Right?
Yeah, so it is a bright, clear, breezy day. The morning kind of whips away, like the crazy winds from yesterday have died down, and it's just kind of a light, pleasant breeze, making travel fairly pleasant. Adis, go ahead and make a survival roll for me, assuming that you're the one leading this charge here.
Oh no.
Okay.
Maybe I
just
should have
close
wasted
enough to
my
Earth
roll
so
on the
I'm just
weather.
Familiar with this terrain.
I
Maybe
mean-
9 is the lucky number.
I'm assuming like Spoot is helping you, and so. Oh,
What the-
yes, rolling a 1d44.
I said 1d4. But that works too. I'll take a
That was a good roll.
45 in survival.
We're there.
Unless I'm getting advantage, then 30.
Yeah. Yes, I imagine like your party is helping you. Like you all know kind of where you're going.
Yeah, I think by now we
Spoot, Adis does begin to like go a little bit more south, and you've managed to point it out to him throughout the day.
politely.
Yeah, you just kind of
In Aquin.
do your thing.
Quinn, yeah. Now that I know he can hear my, all my private prayers.
Yeah. All of them.
Totally haven't been eavesdropping this entire time.
Wonderful.
Wait, just to piss Spoot off, if I speak Primordial and speak all the elemental languages, can we add that to my...
That's the thing. It's like if you speak Primordial, I can probably only get parts of it.
I'm gonna say like primordial. You like all those elemental languages can kind of understand each other. It's just like a different dialect. So, a person from Manchester can understand a person from London. So it's the same idea. But great, cool.
It's like, 'cause if we split up my Primordial, then I speak 9 languages.
So everybody, just go ahead. Give me an investigation check for the day as well.
Oh.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Active or passive?
Active.
Active? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
Okay, cool. Yeah, none of you see any kind of markings, but you think you're still like a day out from this.
Was it investigation?
There wasn't. Oh, a natural 20 for Spoot.
I got so lucky. Oh god, we're doomed if we have combat.
Yeah. Spoot, you don't notice anything around in terms of stuff that's happening as you're traveling through this tall grass or whatever. However, you do notice something that you, as you're like looking around, that you hadn't really noticed before. You notice it on defect, actually. There's just something different about like one of his scarred areas.
Say, does Defect have a tick? In his fur.
Oh no, Defect has fleas.
Massive rust monster flea.
Hank, get rid of these.
All right, open that portal. Push.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Defect.
Sorry.
Yeah, you just kind of happen to notice as you are like staring around, like deeply investigating the area around you, you just notice that there's something off about Defect's wounds. Like maybe it's because you know a bit about healing that you noticed it, but yeah.
Is something off? Like they look worse?
No, like the wound has mostly healed over. There's just something about it that's weird to you. You'd have to make a medicine check to like figure out why that is, but
Defect. I'm sorry. Could I look at one of your old wounds for a moment? I just noticed something odd.
What do you see? What?
Yeah, the defect will show him.
And I got this scar when I fought a wereboar.
That was the
Oh, no.
perfect place for Mike to
They're
lag
going
out.
to freeze, yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Well,
He's going to show you something.
Defect has said he will show.
Greg wants to
So,
look.
Ooh.
Spoot, go ahead, make a medicine check.
Sorry, I preemptively did it. It's not
Okay,
very
a
good
15.
check,
Yeah, on a 15, this this wound has something. It's not like infected, but there is something to this wound that is more than it seems. Like, it's healing perfectly fine, but there's just something about it that's not right.
I would like to ask Defect when he returns if he remembers what gave him this wound.
We'll have
I
to
don't
find
think we
out.
fought any were creatures.
We had werebores
Yeah,
a
we
while
have.
back.
Where the werebores?
There were werebores.
Yes, the forgotten child of the were creatures. So yeah, that's what I'll ask Defect when he can return. And
Yeah, well, we'll find out.
perhaps we can journey on, and I can sort of check it out while we walk.
I mean, you have to like stop and like look at it intensely for a few minutes. Like, if you want to do any further investigating, you're gonna have to like sit down and really go at it.
I'll tell him that when we camp for the night that I'd like to have another look at it. But for now, it's fine. Don't worry. It's healing very nicely.
Defect shuts down.
Oh
I say
no!
while I cross my fingers behind my back. It's fine. Don't worry.
Oh
Probably
no!
fine.
Can you cross your claws?
Probably not, actually.
Well, hopefully he comes back quickly. But yeah, you all continue on and yeah, have no problems with the rest of your day. So yeah, the next night or the next watch period comes around. If you would like to do watches again, you may do so.
Do you need me a roll for food?
Yeah, you can roll for food if you would like another survival check.
No offense to the good berry, but I think as long as we find food, that is.
I mean,
the
like,
food's probably tastier than the good berry.
yeah, the good
Yeah.
berry and the good berry is not as satisfying as
It's not very tasty.
It's a 9.
It's crazy.
Boil that.
Yeah.
It just comes back riding a moose, like, nice.
What did you say, Amber?
Yeah, we'll be making rice over here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have rations and stuff, so.
I mean, I'd prefer to. I don't know how much hunting I can do possibly in a cavern system.
That's
Okay.
also valid. But yeah,
Save your good berries for that.
Yeah.
I mean, they only last 24 hours.
Mhm.
I just cast it every night.
I don't know. Apparently, Mike's internet has failed, so we might.
Spectrum or Optimum?
I don't know. Yeah, he has just messaged me via cellular telephone that his internet has gone down. Hopefully,
no.
hopefully it comes back. But
I didn't think the storm is that bad.
It's not even
Uh,
raining here.
it's
How's it
gotta,
at Queens?
it's gotta blow just right.
it's fine here, but it's possible a branch like knocked something
Just
or whatever.
hit Sunnyside. Just.
Right? What is it? Pocket storm or something like that? Isolated?
Oh yeah,
The burst
Well-
thing.
microburst.
Isolated thunderstorm is what I've heard before, but I don't know if that's exactly the same thing.
Well, we'll just hope. And
It was
Defect will
just
come
over
back.
his building.
Very isolated. Great. Well, so you all get a place to make camp. Adis is able to find tons of or enough food for you all. without too much crazy extra. So it's really good. Everybody can go ahead. Adis, actually. As you're kind of coming back, Spoot has been talking. I assume Spoot has been talking about this wound on Adis or on Defect.
Yeah, if we have the time, like in lieu of what I would have been doing yesterday and looking for medicinal things, I would be inspecting his intriguing wound.
All right. So,
Greg is
Adis,
eavesdropping.
with your passive perception, Adis, you definitely notice all this going on, and you notice, like you've all got scars. You've all been in a lot of battles together, and you just kind of put those two things together.
You mean we don't have flawless skin?
Well, Avis does, because he's been, doing his.
I mean,
his forest.
like
I have my skincare
like
routine.
like magic heals, and so the scars are very small or very faint, but like they still exist.
We need to just buff Defect, I think, is what it is.
Spit shine.
Yeah.
Spoot, why are you looking at Defect's scars? They're just scars.
Well,
We all have them.
Yes, but I mean, something seems different about this one, and I can't quite explain it.
Is it
It's
molding?
healing. Well, no, it's healing, but there's just something different about it. And who knows? Maybe this is just the difference in the constructs. I don't know if I know that word. In Defect's skin and ours, for lack of a better term. I don't know. It's just intriguing. Trying to
We have a
trying to
thing.
figure out why it looks off.
Uh-huh. Hold on, I'm trying to find a thing. I think I have a thing. I'm not sure.
Kind of
I
a thing.
don't. Like some sort of it's too high of a level. I mean, I don't know if this will help, and I'll just for shits cast Healing Spirit and just have it keep poking Defect's wound.
Yeah. What does your healing spirit look like?
Make a little fairy, like a little forest sprite thing.
Yeah, so this little forest sprite, your forest sprite kind of comes into being, and it's got like swoopy hair over one eye, and like a little like leather collar that has thorns coming out of it. And
So
kind
just came back from a My Chemical Romance concert.
yeah, he's got like a My Critical Romance T-shirt or something. And he's definitely got like tattoos of like mascara or whatever.
Jesus, love it, love it.
But he's just hanging there. And he just like kind of like he's poking Defect over and over again, but in a like this is so lame kind of way.
It's just a scar.
Like whatever, man.
Fine.
Like, fine. And it just keeps like healing Defect. You can make a medicine check there, Spoot, as this is going on.
I think I'm gonna give myself a little guidance too, just in case.
I mean, does me doing this give him advantage?
Sure. He can have advantage.
Oh Lord, help me!
God
It
damn
doesn't
it.
matter. I need to roll that guidance.
Girl, what is going on with you today?
Yeah.
This is bad.
New dice.
Right?
That's what I expected to happen.
Well,
Throw out the whole computer.
With double tens and a 1, yeah, it doesn't seem to be, I mean, it's speeding the like healing process along, but he's not like getting better. Whatever is bothering you about that wound is still bothering you.
I'm gonna have to think about this and do
Wait.
some meditation.
Where I've grown up, would
Mhm.
I have heard about any kind of wounds like this?
Ooh.
From like stories of hunters?
Make a medicine check.
If you out medicine me, I'm gonna be so mad.
Right? 'Cause I'm not
Look,
proficient.
Oh, great.
Don't worry,
Mike, we
defect.
had
They're just
my
poking and prodding.
yeah, we had a fairy from my little sprite healing familiar from My Chemical Romance concert. Just like he has like a swoopy hair.
We've all
Let
just been poking
go.
you. We've,
I missed all of this. What?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
he's been touching you.
Yeah, just this little like green, kind of like green outlined fairy kind of showed up,
I'm
and
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
and just sort of like started poking you. He had swoopy hair, a leather like necklace that has like thorns coming out of it, and like a My Critical Romance T-shirt on. You know,
My critical
Matt-
romance. I like that.
My-
Was that a slip of the
mascara.
tongue, or was that on purpose?
no, that was just a thing. It's fine.
Just
I'm sure.
okay.
I'm sure I'm not the first person to come up with that, so I'm not going to take any credit. for it.
Well, I'm gonna give it to you anyway. Could I offer a disadvantage? As much as it pains me for him to out medicine me, I would love to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, you're working together on it. I would say sure.
You got it.
I was gonna say if you were gonna say anything, my 6.
Cool.
I don't know what you're doing. You go ahead, have a look. I'm just kidding.
Oh, 23. Very cool. So Adis, as you are kind of looking this over and talking about things with Spoot, you do remember something. Wounds that heal naturally, but people who are attached to divinity very closely can like there's something about these wounds that like call to them and like warn them or feel bad on the tip of their tongue. There's a lot of different accounts. You had a friend or two who were like working or who were dedicated to Melora growing up. So you kind of heard about these wounds, and the kind of wounds that fit this bill are wounds that come from lycanthropes.
Okay, that's cute.
And so you
What?
believe that Defect may have been afflicted with the curse of lycanthropy.
Oh no. I was gonna ask Defect while he was gone if he remembers where that wound came from.
Hey, Spoot.
And it is at this moment when you all realize that you all fought a bunch of half-boar people crossing the plains one night.
God damn it. Hey, Spoot.
Yes.
Could you send a message to Relgan?
Absolutely. What should I say?
Just ask him, unless maybe
Oh.
Ceda might help. Someone
Hmm.
who might have some knowledge about how to fix possible lycanthropy.
I'll send a message to Ceda first, I think. I know that they can also respond by casting the same spell.
Yeah.
Spoot. Sorry, that's me. Yes, Spoot. Well, would you send a message to Spoot before he sends the message? We'll say to Defect. Defect, did you have the dream again?
I did. Dude, how did you know?
I noticed the moons yesterday, and I think we are a couple of days from them both being full. And it made me
Are you
think
saying
of-
this with me around?
Yeah, I mean, you're right here. Yes, I'm just going to say it.
Oh.
It just made me think of your dream. Adis, maybe I can explain later. Sorry, Defect, if I shouldn't have mentioned that. I just have a lot of things rushing through my mind right now. Let me try to send this message to Ceda.
All right. What message do you send to Ceda Meloor?
I need safe passage back. All of my friends are werewolves. Oh, I'm just kidding. No, I'll say, Ceda, this is Spoot. I may need some help in some research. What do you know about lycanthropy?
In werewolves.
Almost.
Specifically werewolves, if I have a couple of more words.
Yeah, you do. Almost immediately, Spoot, you get a response. Oh, they can be very dangerous.
You don't say.
If you think you've been affected, a remove curse spell by pleading to a deity is the best way if you haven't turned. Otherwise,
herb?
rituals are needed.
Is there anything that I can forage, like a herb or like a poison? Do I know of anything like that?
So you were able to kind of like figure this out, but you're not like a healer necessarily.
Yeah.
So go ahead, make a nature roll for me, Adis.
Or if I've heard it, like someone in my village like talked about tinctures that maybe like slow it down or something.
Is there a way I could offer some advantage on that? Between
No,
that
but you
knowledge-
can make your own roll.
Okay. And it's just a nature roll.
You can do either nature or medicine if you would like, Spook.
I'm doing nature.
You
I'll do
have to do
medicine.
nature, Adis.
Okay.
I'll do medicine. I don't know if my herbalism kit can offer me any
Ooh.
guidance here either.
Yeah, your herbalism kit can grant you an advantage. Sure, it's sentient enough to do that.
Yes, thank God, because I need it.
All right,
apparently.
cool.
There's another 11.
All right, so first off, Adis, with a 17, you know that there are herbs that can be useful in treating the disease, but not in curing it. You think you might kind of know roughly the name of one called Wolfsbane, but it might be hard to find here.
I mean, just for shits, can I cast locate plant?
I don't think you have that spell.
I do, because my mark of finding.
Ah, well then.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you can cast that then. Is that what you do?
Yeah, I can't access it enough to know the range.
All right. Well, you take a look at that. I'm going to talk to Spoot. Spoot, meanwhile, with a 22, thanks to your herbal training and medicine check, and you're making something about like a something that afflicts somebody. You know that like the medicinal process of getting rid of lycanthropy is extremely difficult. However, you know that from the message from Ceda, if you can cast a spell that removes the curse before they have turned, that will take care of it.
I know, I'm looking through my spell list right now, like, do I have remove curse? I don't know the answer.
I believe remove curse is a 3rd level spell.
I will search the 3rd level spells. One moment, please.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna prepare gentle repose just in case.
Meanwhile, Adis, let's see. You are looking for Wolfsbane. Within 5 miles. Interesting. Where does it normally grow? That's a good question, Jared. Let's see.
In the mountains.
Stop.
Cool. Actually, it does. It does actually like to grow around mountains, and you're in the plains.
I'm so sorry.
So, might be hard to find out here in the plains and the wilds, and you get no sense of wolfsbane around you.
Is there such a thing as boarsbane?
No.
It's okay. It's okay. Spoot has determined that through some divine guidance, otherwise known as the DM reminding him what spell list to look at, that he can in fact prepare a spell that might remove the curse. However, it will have to be after our long rest. I feel hopeful, this is Spoot talking, that as long as we accomplish this before both moons are full,
The day after tomorrow.
we should be okay.
Actually, it would be tomorrow evening is the full moon. So
Tomorrow evening, as long as we do it tomorrow day. And then don't do anything else because I won't have any spells left. We should be fine.
tomorrow is also the
But-
day you are supposed to hopefully find the the ruins, the sinkhole that leads to the ruins. Just
think
Dun,
we-
dun,
just to
dun.
keep you in timeline. Right.
I
That
see,
doesn't
I
mean you
see.
have to
Cool.
go down into them, but Ceda's also like, it'd be nice if you could find people alive. So,
Well, it would be.
cool. Also, Spoot, go ahead and make a general wisdom check for me.
Huh? What's up?
Sorry, it took me a moment to remember.
Oh, a 21. Hi.
Well,
Hi there, Cobweb.
Cobweb was
Spoot.
upset about the storm.
Oh, that's understandable.
Aw.
Well, Spoot, you remember that, like, Defect wasn't the only one hurt in that fight.
Row.
It might be a good idea to check everybody out for these wounds.
Everybody strip.
Well, everyone exposed scars from the Battle of the Werebores, if you remember them. If not, yes, maybe the deeper investigation is in order.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Everyone, line up
Yes.
alphabetically.
Go ahead.
according to your height.
Alphabetically according to your height. Jeez. How many rubrics are you
Weird.
doing here? Go ahead, Spoot. Just make one more medicine check at advantage. Cool. With a 19, you determined that one other person has a similar wound that feels wrong. In the same way that Defects felt wrong. And that person is Olive.
Oh, okay. I thought it was me for a second.
I was gonna say, I'm dreaming of moons.
Yes, that would make sense actually. But I didn't know about your dreams. Anyway. Olive and Defect.
Go.
You both seem to have been afflicted, and after our rest tonight, I will prepare the appropriate spell, and I think the first thing in the morning we should see if we can dispel this curse. If possible. Otherwise, we'll have to kill you here and now. I'm just kidding.
Assuming Olive agrees.
Push me.
Again?
Right?
Right? We'll just push you into the astral sea. It's fine.
Yeah. Cool. So it seems like you have developed a plan. And honestly, like, I was not going to tell you any of this, but you rolled a natural 20 on an investigation check.
Got so lucky of all the other poor rolls tonight.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the one we needed.
Because I was just waiting for, like, 2 more days and I get to run their characters and give them crazy hints. It's going to be amazing. But
Oh, I mean, I
natural
have to say,
20s ruin all a DM's fun.
I have to say, we were
Aw.
obviously getting suspicious, but like, I'll be completely
Yeah.
transparent here. I forgot that I even had the whatever.
I forgot we fought werebores.
Well, I remember that, but I forgot about the spell I had. So
I
Mhm.
knew we fought them, but I forgot that I took injury from them.
Yeah, two of you failed a con save during that fight. And ironically, it was you two.
The two with, I think, the most
That
con.
is really funny. Yeah.
yes, it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those tusks, man, they gore you and do all kinds of mean things.
Well, I already have tusks, so.
Yeah.
Might not
It would
even-
get bigger.
might not even
Get
notice.
tuskier.
But indeed, you can set up watch for this night. You have a plan for the morning and how you're gonna deal with your friends.
Greg, skin these weasels.
By the skin of your teeth. Gonna be sad about that for a long time.
I'm so
All right.
sorry,
I'm sure
but
you'll find
also
something
so
else to hold
relieved.
over
I
us.
totally forgot about that spell. I would have never remembered.
All right,
Do you,
cool.
do you have spell slots to cast it twice?
I can cast it 3 times. Yes.
Well,
I can.
I'll just hold on to my slots for healing.
Yes.
Well,
Well, I'll leave one for sending.
so are you doing a what is your watch pattern for the evening then?
I mean, do you want to repeat the same defect?
As well.
Yeah.
I get to sleep all night again.
All right, cool. Very cool. First person up was Spoot. Is that correct?
Correct.
Cool. Go ahead, make a perception check, Mr. Spoot. Oops.
That 9 is still haunting you, though. It's right there.
I saw it first, and I was like, "There we go."
Yeah, it is a. It is a calm sort of evening, perfectly safe. The moons are almost full. Plenty of light to see by, even beyond the campfire. Nothing dangerous comes your way.
My turn.
Excellent. I have so many cool third level spells that I just forget about because I can only have prepare 3.
You
That
don't have to. No, you only have 3 slots. You can prepare more than 3. You can prepare literally all of your prepared spells at 3rd level if you wanted to.
Right. But like, it's the balance of like,
Right.
they all have to be useful slots. Is the idea.
it's all what you might need. You never know.
Never know.
Go ahead, Greg. You were second watch, I believe. Go ahead and make a perception check. With an 18, Greg, you're much more aware of the surroundings. The grass is fairly tall. Like, you would probably be able to get lost in the height of this grass. But your friends, you've stamped out an area around you, kind of cut out a place for the fire. But it is quiet. You hear insects and the occasional animal howl, but nothing dangerous.
All right.
Third watch was Olive, I believe.
It's me, and I can hear you.
Cool.
I'm here to roll a perception check.
Yeah, go ahead. Make a perception check.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just over there trying to.
Yeah, with a 16, Olive, you managed to see something in running in between the grass.
What is it?
Airborne.
You're not sure exactly what it is, but it seems to just kind of float or move between the grass in a weird way.
Flump.
It's and moves all around in weird patterns, and you're kind of keeping an eye on it, and it slowly approaches you, or not necessarily you, but the light of your fire. You get the sense that it's moving cautiously in that direction.
Slowly, though, yeah?
I'm sorry?
It's moving slowly,
Yeah,
so I have time to ritual cast something?
depends on the length of time. It's not far away.
One action. Well, it says
Well, that's not a ritual. That's just an action.
right. It just says it can be a ritual. It doesn't say how long the ritual takes. So
Well,
Well, the
probably 10
ritual would
minutes.
make it not
It-
consume a spell slot.
Yeah,
but if it's
that's the difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's moving in your direction.
I would like to speak with it. Say, hey, what you doing out there?
oh, Jesus.
Okay, so you cast the spell, and immediately it stops, and doesn't move. And you can see it. And now that it's close, you can see that it's emitting a little bit of light on its own.
Ooh.
I know I'm not going to hurt you.
Make a persuasion check.
But it wants to hurt you.
It's good and easy target.
Okay, with a 15, this form kind of begins to move through the grass towards you. And what you see when it kind of opens the layer of grass, the last bit, you see the face of a small child with very kind of pointed and turned back ears. Very tiny, maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. You recognize this child as being a gnome. But you also notice that they are glowing a spectral blue, and you can see right through her.
That's suspicious.
And she just kind of looks at you through this opening in the grass.
Out here.
She doesn't respond. She just kind of looks.
Would you like some rice?
Make another persuasion check. With a 14, she just kind of looks at you and shakes her head.
Are you lost? Do you need help?
She kind of shrugs.
Do you have something you want to tell us?
She shakes her head.
Why are you watching us?
She doesn't respond, but she just kind of looks at your campsite and the fire and you, but she doesn't like say anything. But she hasn't like entered the clearing that you've made either. She's like still in the grass, but she's opened it up to like get a better
Peek
view.
through.
Mhm.
Okay, well, you can come sit by the fire if you want to.
She shakes her head.
I don't know what else to ask her. Alright. Why are you out here? I've already asked her that.
Yeah, she didn't really. She doesn't seem to be responding verbally to you.
No. I guess she's not an animal, so. She's
Yeah.
a gnome.
Same thing.
Hey,
Anyhow.
that's a nomist. But yeah, she's just kind of there. She doesn't like move forward to interact with you. She's just kind of watching.
Alright. I guess I'm just gonna keep an eye on her then.
Cool. So you just kind of go about your stuff. Yeah, you just kind of sit there, keep looking around. She doesn't move. She just watches. She stays there until you get up and your watch ends.
Alright.
So you're kind of like sitting on your side of the fire, which is by the tents, I assume.
Mhm.
When you get up, she kind of like pulls back a little bit, as though unsure of what you're doing.
Well, it's Defect I'm waking up, yes?
Mhm.
Hey, Defect, there's some kind of gnomish kid in the grasses here. She doesn't want to talk to me, but she's just been watching me. She doesn't seem to be dangerous. Keep an eye on her.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, Olive goes to bed, and Defect will keep an eye on this girl.
Defect loads babysitter.exe.
So you exit the tent, and the little gnome girl is like looking at, she's like at the fire and looking at it when you come out. And when you come out and step out of the tent, her eyes go up to you, and she just turns and like bolts into the long grass. And she's gone.
Well, that's a first.
You done scared the child.
Ghosts.
You scared her off.
Everyone's sleeping. No one knows this.
Tanner knows this.
We'll tell no one. Yeah, Tanner. Tanner's
Um,
passive spying is.
But go
Okay,
ahead, make a perception check.
I passive perception so high when I dream. There's like just like me standing above the body, just watching everything.
He basically has arcane eye, but like passive.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. With a 17, the night passes perfectly fine. You register the moons as almost full, but you know you have this curse on you, but Spook's going to clear it in a couple hours. So it doesn't weigh heavily on you.
Okay.
But the kind of indignity of the fact that you got afflicted by this curse may bother you. It may not. Maybe it's something Defect needs to think about. But yeah, and with that, the sun rises, and we're going to take a 5-minute break.
All right.
So wonderful. Good job, everyone. When we come back, we will hopefully deal with our lycanthropy infected friends, and everything will be hunky-dory. So we will be right back in 5 minutes. Thank you all for being here and sticking around. Thank you, I've got it in chat, for being worried about a gnome burial ground. And
Oh no.
we'll be back. See you then. And we are back. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. Nice to see you. I've got it. Always fun. But yeah, great. So a new day has dawned. Spoot has altered his prepared spell list a little bit.
Oh, I knew I forgot something.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you.
uh,
You can alter it right now.
I assume, Spoot, you cast the spell. So tell me what it looks like when you cast the spell.
Holy bubble of water.
Actually, that's not a terrible idea. Yeah, it may be like greenish in hue, but just this like spherical shape that maybe just like emerges from a fingertip, and when it hits the person, it kind of pops, like if
Right.
a bubble hits something.
Yeah, so this floating green, or kind of oozes or bubbles out from your fingers because you have to touch the person to remove the curse.
Okay.
So this water, this bubble, like this orb, you make, you kind of push it into their body, and it kind of makes a little pop noise. And then you see each of them sweats out this dark black and green kind of. It's not a liquid because as it like seeps out from the pores by the wounds, it also like dissipates on the air, and is removed. It seems like the spell worked both times. So that's 2 level 3 spell slots.
Yeah, I'll change it in my character sheet, and Sweet will say, "Well, I think that worked. I guess we'll find out soon."
That's disconcerting.
Yeah, you can make a quick medicine check over them if you want, Spoot, and someone else can roll me a d20, please. Yeah, Spoot. With that medicine check, you are pretty confident that you're certain, in fact, that the curse has been removed from your 2 companions.
Put a hand on Spoot and say, "Thank you."
Cool.
Well, you're welcome. I am very thankful that I was able to catch something in time, and so perhaps I have Farlane to thank for that.
Yes, thank you. Is there a water source around here? I feel the need for a bath.
I don't know.
You are in the middle of the plains, so probably not. But you can make a survival check.
Create or destroy water on yourself.
That's an option.
I didn't prepare that, but that, yeah.
So you do find something. You find a very muddy little spring.
I'm going to take a bath in it anyway.
It's not that large. It's like the size of your head, maybe.
I'm going to splash some water on myself.
Yeah, that's fine.
Gross.
You now have muddy water splashed on yourself.
It's better than black slimy shit.
That evaporated.
Well, that evaporated on the air. So.
Whether or not it dissipated, it felt dirty.
Fair enough.
And that's not dirty? I think there's a worm on your face. Is that ew?
Yeah.
He's a druid. This is more natural.
Yeah. I'm gonna polish my tusks.
Sure. All right. Adis, go ahead and give me that survival check with advantage for the day's stuff. All right. With a 26, you all set off in the direction that you have been given by Ceda Meloor. And, yeah. Everyone go ahead, you think you're pretty close, so everybody can go ahead and make an investigation check to find the sinkhole itself.
Oof.
Nah.
Yeah, we used all of those good rolls.
I was gonna roll the guidance, but I don't think it doesn't matter.
All right, very cool. Cool. So you're all like Adis, you know that it's somewhere around here. But you don't find any like big, large open areas, any like big sinkholes, nothing. And then you all hear a "Ah!" And you realize that Defect has disappeared.
Oh.
Defect, you have fallen down a sinkhole.
And you can't get
Oh
up.
no.
Defect. Defect.
You fall down, and you fall about 30 feet, and you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Okay.
And you are in a dark hole.
Defect!
Did we
Can
see
I
him
hear
fall?
them? Can I hear them calling out to me?
Yeah, you can hear them up above you. You can see the light in the hole. It's just, it sounds
All right,
very
so
distant.
I'll call out to Greg. Greg, I'm down here.
Down where?
Can I
Below
perception
you.
to hear it?
Yeah, so between Defect and you all shouting around, you do find this hole that's in the ground, and you can see that there is a rope that like is tied down into it, and it's tied with like knots every 3 feet. And it's tied to a python that has been like carved in. It may be that Defect tripped on the python and fell down.
Defect, you know there's a rope here, right? You didn't have to jump.
Do I see this rope?
It's
And then
very
anything-
dark where you are. Like, you don't have light around you. You just see like a pinpoint of light 30 feet up.
Gotcha. Well, I can't see it.
Oh, right, you can't see in the dark. Hold on. I'll start descending. I
Yeah.
can see in the dark.
Yeah, easily you climb down.
Can
And-
I see anything
Yeah, you can actually.
immediate?
Yeah. So you've got dark vision to 60 feet, right?
Standard, yeah.
Yeah, you climb on down, and the walls of this pit are smooth, and it looks like they've like fallen in on itself. So it's definitely some kind of sinkhole. And there's a rope here. And looking around you, go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh.
Oh,
28.
very nice. Yeah.
Expertise, man.
Yeah, you can see like it opens up very quickly about 40 feet from where you are to a large underground cavern, like, but you're up at the roof of it. But you can see
so-
another python about 40 feet away from you in the ground.
It opens up, like, in front or below?
Below.
Like, oh, okay.
In front of you about 40 feet, you can see that it like it goes down to another cavern that's below. And you see another python there.
Okay, so it's like descend, walk, descend kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or looking like that?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't see anything or hear anything that's kind of like threatening in the immediate area, like it's safe for everybody to come down.
Yeah, no. Sounds like there's nothing around.
It looks clear, guys.
Go down the hole.
All right.
Okay.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Carefully.
Everybody goes down. You make it to this first level. Do you go down the next row? It's also dark in here, so those of you without dark vision cannot see.
Once my two dark visionless friends are within range, I'll pull out my adjustable wrench and boop them on their foreheads to give them dark vision.
Oh.
Thank you, Greg.
Is that are you casting the spell,
Yeah,
or is it something
Casting the
else?
spell, it uses up
All right, cool.
2 slots.
Cool.
I was just gonna light a torch, but sure.
How long does that last?
8 hours.
Well,
Yeah.
if they went missing, let's try not to attract too much.
Yeah. Great. Good job. So yeah, you totally can all see now. No problem. Last
Go
8
to the
hours.
second pit and Defect, do you want to jump again or do you want to climb down?
I will climb down.
All right. Are you going down first?
Sure. Yeah, I'll climb down first.
I'll
Okay.
go down after defect.
All right. As you go down, the second descent, it's probably about 40 feet down, and you can see. You can't see anything like in the cavern, but it is. You can tell that it is vast, because you cannot see beyond the range of your dark vision. But it is vast beyond.
Okay. No signs of danger.
You can both make another perception check if you want. Defect with a
Vision.
dirty 20. Aegis with a 17.
Wait,
Yep, roll your d4.
21.
Cool. Yeah, both of you think you might see something very, very faint a few hundred feet away. But it's not a direct source. It may be that like a source of light might be hidden, but it is very, very faint.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a faint object. It's like it seems like it might be a light source.
It looks like there's a light source, a faint light source behind something that's blocking the light source. So you're just getting that little like glow edge around whatever's blocking it.
All right.
I have a question. If I cast Pass Without a Trace now, but not everybody's in it, can it last for an hour? Can they enter it later, or is it like a one-time?
It's when you cast the spell,
Okay.
I believe.
It has a
I mean,
30-foot
You
range.
can come down.
So
Yeah, I
what
just
the-
don't know,
Yeah.
like, if I go and scout ahead, I forget if you guys lose it or not, because it has a 30
for the
range.
duration, each creature within 30 feet of you. So I would say that yes.
Okay.
As long
I
as
can
you have the spell, anytime someone is within 30 feet of you, they gain the benefits of the spell.
Okay.
Stay close.
At the moment, I mean, while you guys are climbing down, I want to try to get a I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace, and then get a little closer, just to try to see if I can hear anything or get any better view of this
Yeah.
So as
possible
we come
light
closer
source.
to you, you're going to walk away, so we stay out of the.
No, you guys are climbing down, so I'm just gonna like disappear into the darkness.
Yeah, go ahead. Make a stealth check. And add 10 to it. Because that is what this spell does. It's crazy.
28.
So 28. Yeah, you silently are moving. How far do you want to go? That's really the question.
How far away did you say it was?
That,
Maybe.
that light thing looks like it was a few hundred feet away. Like it was very, very faint and very, very far.
I will carefully. I'll go like 150, because that doesn't take very long if like 30 feet
Mhm.
of movement.
Yeah. A few seconds. You're going a little slowly because you're being stealthy. But yeah, not too long. You make your way there. And you can start to see on the edge of your dark vision what looks to be like a foundation, maybe, or a wall, like broken and tumbled to the ground. And you look down, and some of the stones are not actually stones; they're bricks or building stones, stuff like that.
Can I get anything more of this source, or do we have to get a little closer?
You'd have to get a little closer. Like you can definitely see it better now, but it's still very, very dim.
Okay, I'll go a little bit closer.
Cool. So you go a little closer, and what you get to is what is essentially like half of a fallen down wall, like of a building. And as you kind of look around the corner to see what the light source is, you see a lamp of some kind. That's got like a little crystal in it that's like very, very dim. And that lamp is sitting on a table with a bunch of papers. And that table with all the papers is in front of a couple of tents.
Okay. Can I take a listen to see if I hear any movement, speaking, anything?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Or like any possible clickety-clacketing of something mean.
Mhm. Ooh, a 26. You take a moment and you listen, and the only sounds you hear are a spoot climbing down a rope ladder. Like, oh, I got it.
The clinking of the shit on his shell.
Yeah, the shell accoutrement making a little bit of noise.
Very own wind chime.
But that is all that you hear.
I'm not a stealthy turtle.
You do
Yes,
not,
Not yet.
No.
and like you don't smell anything like nefarious. You can see like what is obviously a burned out fire,
Mhm.
like burned all the way down, but there's no like offensive sounds.
Okay. Just before I head back to the group I'm just gonna detect portal super quick.
Okay, yeah, do it.
So 1 mile.
Cool. You do not detect any portals within a mile of your current location.
Solid. Alright, I'll head back to the group and just like report back what I've seen and like the papers, the tent, the crystal, that shit.
Did you look in the tents?
I figured we all go together instead of me leaving you in the darkness.
That's a good idea, and it seems safe for us all to enter.
Plus, you're a lot quieter with this spell going.
I feel like that might have been targeted at me, but you're right.
He's a turtle. Not
We
a
should
stealthy
tie
thing.
down some of those clickety clacks on your back.
My next character is gonna be a turtle rogue. Monk.
Sure.
God.
Sneak attack. No,
Spoot's
no sneak
long
attack.
lost hatcherykin,
Yeah.
Snook.
Snook.
Uh,
I like it.
great.
Yeah, let's go. If you can keep us quiet, I'm afraid it may take a lot of time to.
Yeah, are you all gonna stealth
my
that
back.
their way?
I think so.
Cool. Everybody, give me a stealth check. You can all add +10 to the result because Adis has creepy ranger magic.
Ugh, gross. 19. Spoot!
Spoot with a natural 20.
You have a 30!
Suddenly, I'm like, oh, I remember if I pull on this little rope here, then it kind
Spoot.
of like cinches my stuff back up.
This goes perfectly with Defect's natural 1.
Right.
So you begin moving, and Spoot, being able to see in the darkness is so new to you. You just go for it, and you're in it. You're silently in the dark. Nobody can see you. You're making faces at people. They don't even know you're there. You are stealth turtle. You are a ninja turtle right now.
Spoot, be careful who you raspberry, I see that.
Which is good because Defect, you are also not used to being able to see in the dark, and you don't trust it.
Yeah.
And so you're like, I'm not stepping there. There's a rock there. You don't even look, and you go, bam, face first into a column. And that column then falls over. And there's a...
We're here to investigate the ruins, not destroy
And
them.
nothing happens other than a cloud of dust. And all of your heads turn to look at Defect, who just knocked over this who knows how old column.
Spoot does this, but nobody sees it.
Defect, please don't destroy history.
Not my intention.
But you all do make it up to this area that has the little, like, dim crystal lamp and the tents and the table with the papers.
Papers. I look at papers.
Good idea.
All
While you
right,
guys inspect
cool.
the table, I'm gonna just inspect
Make a-
like the tent.
make an
stuff.
investigation
I'm gonna
check.
poke my
Those
head into a
who
tent.
want to... Yeah, you poke your head into a tent. Bedroll, pillow, blanket. That's
No
all about.
peoples?
That's about it. No peoples. So Grig, by the very, very dim light, like of this lamp, you are just barely able to make up that there is writing on these papers. Like, you can't read in dark vision.
Hold
So,
it really
like,
close to that dim-ass lamp.
but with that investigation check, you realize that there's a little knob on this lamp that if you turn will do something that like opens up part of the lamp and will let the crystal shine more bright.
Cool. I do that so that I can read.
Yeah, so you turn it up enough so it's like bright light like within the immediate area. And you all notice this looking through the tents beyond bedrolls and the like, there's nothing really in there. There's no backpacks, there's no bodies, there's no sign of anybody.
The bedrolls
that-
that slept in.
Yeah.
Can I see any footprints with a survival check? Like
yeah,
tracks,
go for it.
see if they've gone anywhere. Like if I rolled an 18, see if there's
Okay.
like a panic kind of thing going on, or
There
don't
doesn't
know.
seem to be any panic, but the ground is like hardened clay or stone. Like the ground is weird because it's not rock, and it's definitely not the dirt that it was up above. Like, it's different. As though it was changed from what it should be into this like stony clay. And there's no like sense of panic in anything here.
They're
and-
earthbenders.
And it doesn't leave like you kind of check with your own foot, and you don't leave tracks on this ground. Like, there's no dust or there's debris, but there's no like dust or fine sand here.
We don't leave tracks anyway. It's my spell.
Well, whatever.
Details.
That might be why.
But back to Grig. You do find, now that you've turned up the light and can read, a few things. You find kind of like a crude little map of these ruins that you've kind of been walking through. There are a few things noted on that map. There is specifically notes about a location called a broken temple, a place called Residences, a place called the Inverted Tower, and a place that is written Meeting Hall ?
Are any of them what defects knocked over?
No, he just hit a column. I will say, Grig, that you do find a few notes written that seem to be fairly recent. That was, very exciting discovery we just made. In the basement, we found a ladder that goes down through a hidden door, and it seems to go into an inverted tower. We're going to begin investigating within the next couple of days.
All right.
So
How long did Ceda think he was out of contact? 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Can we tell how long the fire's been out? Like, is it?
A
warm
very long
or-
time. Like, it is not warm. It is burned to ash.
So we should probably take all these notes and stuff with us.
Yeah.
And the lamp. That looks useful.
It does
Yeah.
look useful.
If there's any oil left.
Does
No, it's a crystal.
The crystal.
anything drawn on the map look familiar to like where we've just come from and all that stuff? Can I orient us on the map?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It seems the map is laid out like in the position that it should be in. So like you can see like a few like 50 yards away there's an X or not an X but like a drawing of a building that is labeled Broken Temple, and then like 75 feet another way is Residences, and back like actually not too far from where you are now is Meeting Hall ? And then like about 200 feet deeper into the cavern is where it's written Inverted Tower.
Okay. Well, I mean, these notes say that they were going to the inverted tower, which seems to be over that direction. Want to just go right where they were, or you want to do an exploring?
Well, we should check everything kind of on the way just to make sure. Maybe they ran and hid somewhere. I don't know, maybe check everything.
Okay, cool.
Did Ceda have any previous knowledge of what these ruins were, or is that the whole point of this expedition?
That was the point of the expedition. The ruins were found, and he financed an expedition to learn.
That's what I thought. It may be a shot in the dark, but I'm curious if I could try, like using one of my channel divinities to tap into knowledge of the ages, pick up my Mason tool set, and see if I discover anything similar to what I did when we were in the dragon ruins.
Yeah. Go for it, and remind me what the ability does.
Good question. I'll have to go back and read the Mason tool, blah de blah. But basically, so knowledge of the divine means that for, I think it's, knowledge of the ages, for 10 minutes I have proficiency with a chosen skill or tool.
Okay. All right, cool.
Therefore, the tool, let me look Mason up real quick.
Yeah, so I would allow you, I think what we did was, by learning how to use these tools, you can try to gain information on the structures.
Yes, I think it's like a skill roll in addition to it.
Yeah. You can go ahead and make a straight up knowledge roll.
Okay.
So intelligence roll. Because you're using your channel divinity to like attempt to do this, I'll give you advantage on it.
Good, because I will need it for sure. I found the little excerpt from Xanathar's, so we can go over that later too. If we can.
Yeah.
Where was I? Straight intelligence.
It's a save.
Oh,
That's the same, because he's not proficient in them.
That is also true.
So with a 9, Spoot, this structure, I mean, you're kind of doing it on this wall that's kind of just right in front of the table. It's a wall, it's old, it's stone. It looks like it fell apart. Like it wasn't like smashed with like a weapon or a battering ram or anything. It's just kind of something caused it to fall apart.
Spoot says.
But back to what Adis was talking about. Yeah, so the meeting hall is like directly on the way to the inverted tower, it looks like. The temple and the residences would be sidetracks.
Well, I mean, the meeting hall might have some information. The other place that might have possibly the most information would be the temple.
Broken one or the inverted one?
The broken temple? The inverted tower. It's inverted tower, right?
Right.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, sure, but if they like went to this inverted tower, then shouldn't we go there?
I mean, I assume they went to all these places. Do we know that that's what they did last?
Well, these newts are pretty recent. These ones here that say that they're gonna go explore it, and they're really excited.
Well, maybe let's at least check out the meeting hall on the way. And then we can run to the inverted tower.
Cool.
Okay, cool. So using the map, it's very easy to make your way there. And as you come up to this meeting hall, you see that it is a fairly tall, like maybe 15-foot tall stone structure. It seems to be a typical kind of like square entryway, like a right-angled entryway, but it looks like the backside has a different shape to it.
How so?
It's just a different geometrical shape. Like it's
Okay.
not squared off on the back end.
Sir.
Is there like writing anywhere, like etchings, hieroglyphic kind of shit, or
Decoration.
Not on the
anything.
outside. You could enter.
perception check first to see if I hear anything inside.
Yeah, go for it.
22.
Yeah, it's quiet.
I don't hear anything inside, so maybe we can head it in, check it out a little bit.
If we feel safe. Also, if we feel like we need to send something in to sort of scout, I could try this new spell I've been working on. Arcane Eye. It allows me to sort of cast a spectral eye ahead of me and use that to show me what is in spaces that may be difficult or dangerous to get to.
I mean, I could
Well,
also call a familiar to go look on our behalf.
I think let's save that for the area that they might have gone missing in. I don't sense anything in here, so
If you feel safe, yeah, I just thought I should bring it up because I often forget some of my spells.
Yeah, I forget that I have the ability to call a familiar and
Well,
send one as a
all
as a
useful
scout.
things.
If we think it's safe, let's go ahead.
Now, let's try to save as many spell slots as we can, just in case.
That is true. I am down a few already.
Familiar is a wild shape spot, not a spell slot.
That's a.
You can
isn't
you
it?
can also do it as a ritual. Like you specifically have a lot of options for Find Familiar.
Yeah.
Very cool.
No, I cast it as a use of my wild shape, as a wild companion.
Okay, that's not bad.
Oh, okay. That ability. Great. Cool.
Yeah.
Only
wizards
cool.
get to cast it as a ritual.
That's true. Anyway, so Adis, you are entering this temple? Or
Yes.
this meeting hall, rather?
Mhm.
Cool. So the door is long gone, like it's rotted away or was lost or torn apart or whatever. And like there's some damage to the outside of the structure. But it's pretty
So made of stone, right?
Yeah, it's made of stone and it looks pretty solid. Like maybe a few like bricks have fallen here and there, but it looks like to have mostly survived whatever happened here. As soon as you enter, with your dark vision, you see vibrant carvings. Like they are animated and detailed. Very intense bas relief, where like so the negative has been scraped away, leaving the positive as the image. And you see images of like wide open plains and coyotes howling at moons and hunting, and that's like all the imagery, and like it's beautifully done, but like these are the images that are on this wall here.
I would like to get closer and try to find like some sort of writing, anything.
Yeah, in this entryway there's no like writing is carved. It's like just it's art, you know. But it's
Do I
very
recognize
prominent.
the style of art? Possibly?
Make a history check.
Not me trying to roll in D&D Beyond.
Cool.
12.
So with a 12, there is something familiar about this style to you. And you can see looking down the hallway, because the building's not exceptionally large, but you can see down this hallway, and you see a carving of like a coyote head, like coming out from the wall, like a little yipping coyote head above a doorway.
Wait, so it's just like a long hall, like a...
It's
like
an entry hall, yeah.
Oh, okay. So this isn't like main building yet. It's not... I'm trying to think of the word.
It's a foyer.
It's a veranda or a portico.
Okay.
No, not a portico, a veranda. It's a
Tributary.
Weird.
Foyer.
tributary. Foyer. That's the word. Foyer. It's the entry
Okay.
hall, you know. Like when you walk into a fancy building, they have like the hall with a reception desk. It's that.
Okay, I just didn't know. I was thinking of like, I don't know, like a meeting lodge, like just this long one-room kind of structure, or if there is like this, yeah, for the foyer.
The only other
Okay.
door you see is that one that has the carved coyote head above it.
All right. Can I? I don't. I want to spend time investigating this, but
I mean,
What do you
you've
see
been
in
you've
there?
been in here for like maybe 45 seconds at this point.
okay. How long would it take for me to like see if I can investigate a little bit further and see if I can recall more?
Yeah, you can do that. You can
Would that
like
take more time, or like, how long would that?
I mean, yeah, it would take some more time. Like it all depends on how like deeply you want to investigate. If you just want to go into that next chamber and like look around, that doesn't take too much time.
Yeah, I'll go investigate the next chamber first, if anything.
Yeah. So you walk through that door with the coyote head. And walking through, you come to a chamber that is designed very differently. And you now know why the back of this like meeting hall has a different shape to it, because this chamber is pentagonal. It is, so it's got 5 sides to it. And like 5 alcoves. And in each of these alcoves there are different carvings. And you recognize like right in the middle in the back there's carvings of coyote. And next to that, carvings of wolves. Next to that, carvings of foxes. Next to that, carvings, or on the other side of the coyote image, rather, there's carvings of jackals. And then next to that, there's carvings of like larger, more aggressive, not dire wolves, but some kind of larger wolf.
all
Different than the
dogs.
other wolves.
Because dogs are the best.
They are the best.
Nice.
Adis, go ahead and make a history check with advantage.
Fuck, I figured. Come on, Nat 20.
Yeah.
You already spent it. You already spent it.
Cool.
I know, right?
With a 15, Adis, all this imagery sends you right back to your childhood. And you remember learning Lycos was not the only wolf tribe.
Uh-huh.
There were 5 tribes. You were a member of the wolf tribe. You were the head tribe. The other 4 tribes lived in different areas of the continent at the time of Lorjan, and had different responsibilities akin to your tribes, like governing planar travel as much as you could, trying to preserve the world as it is naturally. Up in the north, there was the Winter Wolf tribe, which you never really learned much about them or what they were. They were pretty isolationist, but you knew about them. You knew they existed. To the south was the Jackal tribe in the desert. To the west was the Coyote tribe. And to the east was the Fox tribe, and the Wolf tribe was kind of centered in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Wait, sorry. Which direction was the coyote?
Coyotes were in the east. Or, I'm sorry, were in the west. At least relative to Lycos, your tribe.
Okay. I think these are the ruins of one of the other tribes back from my time.
What?
Oh wow.
Well,
I
explain
assume
that
you
to the
exit
room.
and tell them all this.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I
no
thought
one
I
they're
figured I
all
was
with
gonna
me.
follow.
Oh, were you following? I thought you
Oh,
were
we're
all
definitely
waiting for him.
following.
I assumed
If he was
so.
gonna go in, I followed.
Okay, cool.
We're definitely following. Yeah.
Great. So
I
yeah,
mean, I assume like if I go in first and they don't hear screams of agony, they would enter
And if we
afterward,
do, we run the other
right?
way.
yeah.
Exactly.
Leave Adis to his fate. He got nosy. But yeah,
Was it
I mean,
curiosity killed the cat?
Adis, I will also say with that 15, because you had one of these, or at least a similar thing in Lycos. A place, although yours was very different. Like you were like an open air kind of gazebo style, but you knew there was an official like table of the 5 clans that was meant for official meetings of important tribal business that happened every few years.
You mean like every village had like their own specified meeting hall for this?
Mm-hmm. Because
Okay.
the location of the meeting would rotate amongst the villages.
Right, okay. Uh, wait, so hold on, I'm just looking at our. So, yeah, I'm guessing from the decor in the entranceway to this building, this is the Coyote clan, which used to be in the west. But that means if this is over here, maybe the desert ruins were the Jackal clan. They were in the south. How did
That's a
these get down
problem.
here? Do I know if these ruins were supposed to be in caves? Like if their city was built in a cave?
No, their city was as far as you know, none of the tribal cities were built anywhere other than above ground.
Okay. How did this end up down here?
It must have been the spell storms. Or
I mean,
something
it has
relating to that.
a few years have passed.
I mean, but everything seems relatively intact. Not like it would have fallen. I feel like there would have been more damage. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're still learning about what the spell storms were even capable of. Strange things.
Yeah. This is interesting.
This is probably a lot to take in at one time.
Yeah, a little bit. Lightly.
Well, take a moment if you need, and we'll look around if that's all right.
Can I can I try to find like desks or any like bookshelves, other like little offshoot rooms that might have something in them? Like
Yeah,
paper?
there were no other doors. Like there's no doors in this room beyond the entry one you came in, and
Mhm.
beyond that, it's just the entry hall. Like this building looks like it had like one purpose, and that was to meet. It does look
Okay.
like from the debris that there was some kind of like central table in the middle, but it's long since broken
Okay.
away or rotted away or whatever.
I didn't know if like this kind of room would have like a records room kind of thing.
Yeah, not so
Did your
much here.
village have an inverted tower in it?
I mean, not that I knew of. We were in the forest. All these cities were supposed to be above ground. But I don't know. I want to look further, but maybe we should get to this inverted tower.
I mean, now I'm kind of worried that like they went through some sort of portal, and now if it's related to your people, who knows
You
what's
did-
in there?
I didn't sense anything, at least for a mile.
That's good.
I mean, it's not like these ruins are going anywhere. If they've been here for 1,000 years, they'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I want to learn now, but wait, we should go find these people. Maybe they've also found more things.
I think that's wise, and certainly if we find them safely, we can send them on their way, perhaps, and stay here to learn some more.
Yeah.
Perhaps they have more learning.
And maybe we can compare notes. I can only imagine what they might uncover speaking to someone who has a little more first-hand information.
I mean, this is not my village, but
Well, it's more than they have to go on, I'm sure.
That's fair.
To
Yeah.
this inverted tower, then?
Yeah.
To the tower.
Do you feel okay leading the way again with your skills of perception there, Adis?
Sure. How long is left on my path without a trace? It lasts for an hour.
It's probably got a couple minutes left at this point
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
between all the investigating y'all have done.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I'll just leave it until we get to the tower. And just kind of try to lead the way. Although caves aren't my forte.
Oh,
I
we've got a
didn't.
map.
I should have chosen caves. God damn it.
Ah, if only you had known what foul
know.
futures lie in wait.
Caves, deserts.
Cave, desert.
I'm
Although I don't think
purposely
it's
not
cave.
putting
Water.
anything in a forest this whole campaign. I'm
God
just
damn it.
kidding. I'm
Well,
just
now
kidding.
I'm gonna make sure to take another environment just so you really I restrict you.
Yeah.
You just happened to
mean-
come this way, so you know.
I mean, I lived in a cave. Do I know anything about caves?
You know that
I would
they
think-
can make good homes.
It's
I
kinda
think
cozy.
I think this is slightly a step above your cave.
It's much bigger.
Yeah.
That's fired.
It's a lot
kinda cozy,
roomier. Yes, all
So-
this possible death surrounding us is cozy.
So what is your get out of here? So what is your decision? Are you going to head towards where the map says this
We're going to the tower.
inverted
Yeah.
tower? Okay, cool. So you make your way in this direction, and where the map indicates this place is, you really just see like ruined foundations.
Is there a hole?
Jump in.
Looking down, you see what is obviously like a basement. Like it's got steps that lead down.
Ugh, not the basement.
I mean,
Traumatized.
they were talking about a basement with a ladder in it in the notes, so this is what they
Yeah.
were looking at.
I mean, inverted tower does imply that it goes down.
This is such. Oh god. All right. I'll go first.
Your tower is a fancy word for tall basement.
Right?
Deep dungeon.
All right, you go down.
not
You go down the steps into this basement, and you come into what appears to be the basement of like a normal home, as far as you can tell. Looking around in your dark vision, you can see shelves and like broken jars.
Is there any wine in this basement?
No, and just like the stuff you would put in a basement, like a very rotted like bushel or carrying basket of some sort that's like half decayed and rotted away. But in the middle of the room, there is an open slab that has been pulled off to one side that has a ladder sticking out of it that goes down.
Wait, did these shelves have books and shit on them?
No, just like broken pottery and stuff like that.
Ugh. Okay.
Is there any
I
unbroken jars? Casks,
Make an
whatever?
investigation check.
loot the place. Scholars have probably already done that.
Yeah, maybe not.
No, not that you can see. It looks pretty broken.
I go down the ladder. Or first, I perceptify the ladder and the hole.
It appears to be
Perceptify?
a ladder. Looking down the hole, it looks like it goes down about 15, 20 feet. And you can see with your dark vision, you can see like a worked stone floor. And kind of looking around the hole, you can see rubble that's been kind of brushed off, like out of the way of the ladder. And by the way, the ladder is like new.
Okay.
It is
Can
not
I
an ancient
hear
ladder.
anything?
Make a perception check.
Hello down there. That'd be a terrible idea. 26.
It is silent as the cave has been this whole time.
Echo.
Yeah.
I'll go down the ladder.
Cool. You go down the ladder, and you find yourself in a small square room with a large stone desk, and there are cracks in the walls and in the ceiling a little bit. And like there are some chunks of rubble on the ground that have obviously been stupid bug. Sorry.
I see it.
That have been swept to the corners. And you see behind this rotted wooden desk that's like all rotted and all gross, you see a closed portcullis. And looking beyond that portcullis, you see a kind of circular staircase that appears to lead downward.
It seems safe. There's more stairs. A lot more stairs.
I suppose as long as we're careful, we continue down, yeah?
Yeah, but why is the ladder new? They said they found the ladder. Also, this portcullis is closed. Why is it closed? If they went down, did they close behind them? That doesn't seem right.
Still no track, Sadis?
Oh, do I see? Try. Let me survival check.
Do a survival check for me.
If only I took humanoid. 22.
With a 22, yeah, in the various debris and like thin layers of dust, there are definitely tracks.
Hold on. I think
Like human-sized tracks.
green.
Oh, it's kind of the kobolds again.
And like it looks like they've like stepped over each other like many times. Like it's obviously been well traversed.
I mean, they must have brought the ladder.
And you can also see like the sweeping like broom marks of like stuff being swept into the corners.
Oh, god damn it. I thought I had something, but that I didn't take caves or ruins.
I would like to be an expert in all ruins, please.
Well, I have a ranger thing is like I can tell how recent the footprints are. But that's only my favorite terrain.
Yeah, so not in this case.
Not helpful.
I tried my trick with the ruins and learned that they are ruins.
Here,
Good to
hang
know.
on a
You
second.
don't say.
I'll pull out the needle-like wand with a glass orb at the tip and use one of the wand of magical detection charges that it has in a day.
All right. You look around and see nothing magical in this room beyond what you and your compatriots carry.
Okay. Well,
Which
that
is
was
not
worth a try.
insignificant.
Oh wait, I have a question. In the meeting hall, were the paintings or the whatever they were they also like showing up vibrantly to everybody else, or is it just me?
Yeah, I mean everybody saw those carvings. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
By vibrant, I didn't mean colorful. I just meant very lifelike and intense.
Okay. I didn't know if there was magical shit up there that we missed. All right, go down the stairs. The footprints, I'm assuming, lead down the stairs, correct?
Yeah. And well,
Does it seem like they only go one direction, like they didn't come back?
It's too hard to tell, really,
Okay.
because they like step over each other.
Should we try to avoid not stepping on the footprints for your tracking purposes, Adis?
I mean, I could just stand in front and track that way. Do we want that quiet spell again, or do you think we don't need it right now?
Do we
So
want to
take
send
another
a,
spell slot.
do we want to send a familiar away? Familiar ahead?
I mean, if you want to, you just have to be
Either way.
quiet.
We have to, yeah, I think it's time to be quiet.
It is also the Arcane Eye, but it is a high-level spell, and I can only cast once.
Yeah, I would save that one, at least for now.
Alright, I'm going to
I will also say there is like you can see the like device that you spin to lift the portcullis. Like it's in this room.
I'm going to cast Find Familiar, and my familiar is a fae rather than a beast, and they hang around for 3 hours. So for the next 3 hours, we have a fae we can send ahead to scout for it.
Cool. What shape does your familiar take?
I
Only
think
child.
Oh
Sorry?
lord.
What is it?
I think it's probably the cat.
All right. Yeah, this little gray black spectral cat kind of pops in and looks up at you.
Yeah. And so I get to send the cat ahead, and down the steps. And as long as it's within 100 feet, I can communicate with it telepathically, and I can see through its eyes if necessary.
Yeah. So it manages to slink through the portcullis. And then it walks, and you get the sense that it is very confused.
Earl, same.
I'm blind and deaf when I do this, but I will see through her eyes.
Interesting.
Like, I'm blind and deaf to where Olive is, but Olive is surrounded by friends.
No.
Jealous.
I understand that. It is interesting because the cat can't see anything because cats don't have dark vision, believe it or not.
Oh, bugger.
I feel like they really should, but that's just me. Since they're nocturnal animals, but
Yeah.
Weird. So it's just gonna like.
I've chosen the wrong. I don't think any of the choices.
I think they have advantage on hearing, or is it smell?
But the cat like goes down the stairs
Smell.
and like it doesn't like it sniffs around and it does smell something like farther down the stairs, but then it can't progress anymore.
Can't progress anymore.
Yeah,
Like
Like-
it's blocked?
like it's hit something that it can't get by.
Hey, Defect, do you wanna open this portcullis? It looks heavy.
There is a mechanism for this, no?
Is it like a winch thing that?
Yeah, there's like a wheel over on one side, like a big like wheel that you.
Let's go investigate this defect, says Spoot, and they will wander over.
I will return to my own senses and say, the cat can't go any further.
Interesting. Was it like a wall, or you couldn't tell?
Something that it can't see. I should have made it be a snake. Snakes have blind sight.
I mean, then I
rat.
still couldn't tell what it was. It would just know it's there.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for it to be an animal because it's fey, but apparently it's a fey animal.
Yeah, it just registers as a fae if you do like detect creature on it or something.
Owls.
Owls have dark
Owls.
vision. But yours can't fly. Got it.
Oh.
Oh,
Is that
hopefully-
imitation?
Yeah.
No, actually, it says because I can find a familiar and it's just a fey.
Oh,
So it
then
could be
yeah.
an owl.
I'm not doing the flying. It is. So
Yeah.
Alright,
But
next
it's a
time we
cat
summon-
right now, so
Next time we summon it, it'll be an owl.
Right.
that's fine.
It'll be more useful.
Owls are OP as a familiar.
They kind of are. But cool. So are you turning the winch? Is that your plan?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, not making a note, but yes.
Okay. Yeah.
While they're doing that and the door's opening, I'm just gonna keep my ear out for anything that might be coming up.
I have my jeweler's hammer out.
We still have dark vision, I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't know how long
Mhm.
that.
It lasts for 8 hours. You're fine.
Oh, okay. Great. So, yeah, I will assist Defect in any way with this mechanism if it is, we can, can I check it out structurally first? I might have to, recast Knowledge of the Ages and use Mason tools again, but.
It's a big wheel. It turns.
Okay, but there's nothing like it's not broken, it's not rusty. Or we could
No,
just
it
turn.
works fine. It takes a little bit of effort, but you're able to spin it. Especially Defect with his incredible strength.
I will offer support by just guiding him whenever necessary.
Cool. Yeah. You open up. You go down these stairs. You can see, and at the bottom of the stairs, there's a cat sitting in the darkness, kind of looking around. Meow,
Now,
meow.
Meow.
And it looks over its shoulder at what it cannot see, but you can clearly see is a door.
Oh, those will get you every time.
Fucking doors.
it's hard
man.
not having opposable thumbs.
Yeah. Listen to
If
the
o-
door.
If only familiars could be orangutan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, it is a very narrow staircase. So Adis, if you're in front, then someone's got to be behind you on the stairs, and so on and so forth. So I guess it's a matter of marching order.
Well, isn't Griefect one square?
No, there are two.
But
Try as you might. Grig is a
How-
small creature.
how tall is the ceiling? Because Gree could be on the shoulders of Defect.
No, I say no. It's like a standard curving staircase. Like it's a couple feet of clearance, but like it's not. With Defect being as tall as he is, like it just wasn't.
Greg would be like,
Yeah. It would work.
And would be utterly useless. But
That
you
could be
still have,
backpack.
detect magic going, because it's a 10-minute concentration.
Oh, that's true.
very cool.
So by this point, and all you're faffing about, you've probably got about 5 minutes left on that spell.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anything magical about
it
this door?
is a door.
Is it
Make-
a magical door?
No, it is not glowing. I mean, if Grig is the person behind you, if Grig is number 2, they could see. Otherwise, they can't see the door.
Okay. I would like to listen to the door, and then if it's clear, open the door.
Yeah, make a perception check.
24.
Perfectly quiet.
I open the door.
Cat
Cool.
goes in.
Ugh.
And the
Does anybody
cat,
have some WD-40?
right? And the cat bumps in. Is that true?
Yeah, cat goes in.
All right.
Try it. It hits the door first, and then it finds its way around.
Sure. Cool. Yeah, the cat is just in there. It can't see anything. It's dark.
Can it smell anything?
Make a perception check as the cat.
Working.
Um,
Cat have for perception.
I believe it has a +2,
+3.
+3. Great.
Cat rolls a 22. Look at
All
that,
right.
I can even roll as the cat.
Yeah, the cat smells. The cat smells like decay and death, like dead stuff in here.
Thus.
Their
Do you
senses are
do you open the door, Adis? I mean, you don't know what the cat is smelling, so
Unless Olive says anything, I open the door.
I mean, cat says I can repeat what the cat thinks, but it's old. Of course, it smells like decay.
Oh, is it like? I mean, if it's been 1,000 years, you probably wouldn't smell like decay anymore.
Cat says there's
Probably
something
a little
dead.
recent.
Cat says there's something dead in there. Could be a mouse. Could be a person. Hard to tell. Cat's not that smart.
Yeah, I'll open the door and go in. But I will cast Pass Without a Trace again. Just be
okay, great.
sure.
Yeah, I dig it. Yes. Why is this working? Oh, that's why. Yeah, you cast Pass Without a Trace and open the door and enter the door. And what you see upon entering, you see training dummies and like moth-eaten mats. Like they've got like it's like old armor on top of wooden dummies and like padded straw. And like uh old like weapons racks. There's rubble on the ground. And you can see two bodies in the middle of the room.
Oot.
I'm on it.
Spoot is back at the end of the line.
No, I'll make room. I thought I would be able. Okay, I go in the room and start making room for people to come through.
Cool. Is everybody going in the room?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Okay.
feel like if you ask that,
I'll be looking out the door though. How about that?
So you're
I feel like-
you're hanging back in the stairway.
I could be in the room, but I want to keep the door open and be looking out it.
Okay,
I
I
don't want to
mean,
be
Up
alone.
the stairwell. You
yeah,
mean?
the door only goes up to the stairs that you're on. Like,
Yeah,
So-
I just want to be looking up and out of the room. But like,
Okay,
yes, if it's
yeah.
just looking up and out the door.
yeah,
stairs,
that's totally cool. Yeah,
Watching a tail.
yeah. So you're looking up and out. You're not paying attention to what's in the room. Spoot, you walk in, and you can
That
see
wording's concerning.
two bodies on the ground, and then like these training dummies all over the place. And you can all see a couple of backpacks as well, kind of thrown about.
Greg, there's bags. Looks like it has things in them.
Well, okay, but I don't really.
I'll pick
Why
up
is the
the
ladder
backpack.
new? And
Yes.
What if
something's
somebody's
going
here?
on here?
what are the bodies? Are they the people we're looking for?
I will check. Can I? I mean, are they dead?
I mean, they look dead from where you are.
We're gonna bring the bag to Greg.
Can I?
I'm going to look at one of the bodies.
Yeah.
Alright.
Can I see if I can determine how they died?
Yeah, both of you can make a medicine check on the bodies.
I'm gonna guide myself.
Okay.
I don't need it, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Cool.
I mean, if you roll it just for shits.
Yeah. So these bodies
29.
have been bludgeoned to death. Like they have been beaten and smashed and whacked and slammed and battered.
Recently?
Best you can tell, a week to 2 weeks.
Not 1,000 years ago.
No.
I don't think they'd smell this bad if it was 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Just
Adis,
bones.
as you kind of look, you do notice something. You notice another one of those big wheels on the wall, like the one upstairs, but this one has been like smashed and like broken.
Big wheel like the portcullis wheel?
Yeah, it looks like that.
Okay.
We should be careful, everyone.
Can we? Is this room just what we're seeing, or does it like extend anywhere, like any further in a direction, or is it just to the portcullis?
No, there is a door in a corner of the room. Greg, are you looking through the backpacks that Adis brought you?
Yeah,
Cool.
I'll do that.
That,
If he's
that was a
walking out
very
the door.
long response for Greg looting.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so
What
tired.
are the
I'm
bodies
sorry.
wearing?
So the backpacks contain a bunch of like notebooks and like the equivalent of a pencil, like just
Okay.
charcoal writing implements. There's the one that's kind of thumbed open to right now. One of the notebooks, the last thing written in it is, I believe this writing is pronounced Traininga Comesi. Tran Inga Komesi is kind of like what it's like as you read it, like that's kind of the phonetic sounds that you get. In the other notebook, the last thing is a drawing of a door with words kind of around the sketch in the margins. The words wolf, coyote, jackal, fox, all with question marks after them. And all of them except coyote have been scratched out, like X'd out.
Well, I think that they agree with you, thinking this is coyote.
I
Also, they tried to do some language. I don't know. Can you read this? Does this look recognizable to you, Adis?
Does it?
So you look at the
Training
you look at the
Komesi.
you look at the word. You look at the translation, and then you look at like a kind of rough sketch of like the letters that he was like translating, because he's got whoever it was has written both down, so they've copied. And it is an old common, a language you grew up speaking.
Fun.
The translation is a little off. Like this translation that is written out is Traninga Komesi,
Mhm.
which isn't quite right. It's close, but it's not quite right. You
Amateurs.
you recognize it as what is actually the equivalent in Old Common of training commence.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, maybe don't
Can
say
you
that.
tell us this?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they said it just enough, and then they got beat up by whatever you. Did you have fancy mechanisms to practice? Because that
Did
could be a
we?
fancy mechanism.
Nobody say that.
Did we have anything like that?
Not really, but you didn't train underground like this either. So there's a big difference in that.
is there
Let's just avoid saying that.
Yeah, and Greg, now that you are like looking around the room, now that you're in the room looking at these letters and looking around, all of the training dummies are lighting up to you.
Oh, yep. Training, they're magic. The training things are magic. How do they work? Hang on, let me get in there.
Wait, you can see what kind of
No,
magic
don't.
they are, right?
Yeah, it shows me what kind.
It's enchanted.
Cool.
Enchantment.
Dispel magic.
Don't have that.
That's
But I can poke them.
it. Maybe
Identify.
not.
Maybe one of you can cast the identification spell on it just to make sure we know how they work.
Is that going to tell us anything beyond that it's enchantment magic?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should tell us like any of the stats. But I mean, a pretty logical conclusion to draw that if you say whatever this is in the right accent, then they'll activate. Most
it's
things that
be-
like
But
are
maybe
magical constructs
get
have like
from that-
activation words.
Can you get a deactivation word from using that spell?
I don't know.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
I have to
Let's
touch it
not
off.
say that.
I can't cast it from a distance. I have to be close and touch the object.
Okay.
What? Dispel magic?
You,
No,
do
I
not
just-
have
Identify.
Oh, identify.
You learn properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has. This is all for like a magic imbued object. And
They
any
are
spells
magic.
that are affecting it, what they are. If it was created by a spell, I learned the spell. Or which spell.
So, Greg, what are you doing with these armors that are magic?
Just gonna poke them.
Cool. You go to poke one, and you poke one, and it comes to life and looks down at you
Oh no.
Cool.
and raises an arm
Cool.
and attacks you twice.
Okay.
Oof. Both times it's a natural 20.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Both attacks, bam, bam, right on top of your head. Natural 20. For a total of 16 points of damage.
Sweet.
That's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after it smashes you, you all look around and you see all the other ones lift their heads and begin moving towards you.
How
And-
many are there?
There are uh, 7 in this room, and they all begin moving towards you, raising their arms in an aggressive fashion, with
Can I
Grig
try something?
on the ground. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
God damn it.
What?
And we will pick up here next week on Nuuli Forged.
Ta-da! Greg
How
just
big is
wanted
this
to know
room?
how they worked. Down
Yeah.
there looking for the button.
Yeah, totally. I get it. Unfortunately, you went and touched one, and
Congratulations. Now it
that
works.
that was one of their turn-ons.
Ha ha ha. Now we know how the noobs died.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I've got it in chat. Training decommence. Training decommence.
Decommend.
Training conclude.
You can try it. You can try it
That'll be
next
my
time.
turn, just yelling out things. Trying to...
And
Stop!
simulation.
It's over. No, bad touch. Bad touch. Yeah, we'll find out next week where y'all or what y'all do here with this exciting hop right into it. Bit of combat apparently. So let's go around real quick and say our goodbyes. Plug anything you want to plug. And yeah, I'll figure out who we're gonna raid, and it's gonna be amazing. Why don't we start up in the corner, this one, with Spoot over here. Spoot.
Hello. I'm in the corner. That's me. Losing my religion. That was a few weeks ago, actually. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I'm a little disappointed that we're already in combat. I was going to try something, but this should be interesting. Tune in next week. Nothing to plug.
All right, it's down to Adis.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'm panicking already. I don't know. See you next week. Greg's getting a beat down in the corner.
Yeah, I can't believe they were both natural 20s. That's amazing.
That was amazing.
Greg might be losing their religion now.
Religion is the opiate of the masses. Greg doesn't get that stuff.
Moving on to Olive.
Greg would be like the last one to drink the Kool-Aid.
Hey, I've been Olive. Thanks for watching. I'm going to plug the Kingdom of Grimsby again, which is a 5e campaign written by my friend Krista of Cattail Press, and it's available at Drive-Thru RPG as both a print-on-demand and a PDF.
Very cool.
In which you get to play Snow White's dwarfs.
Nice.
And she's writing a second one still, so there'll be more.
Ooh, very cool.
Sweet.
Bye, Mike.
Up,
Bye, Mike.
up.
Bye, Mike.
Internet drops are great. Right at the end. I love it.
Seriously, they are, I swear.
Your internet is cursed. You should have a tech look at your connection.
I know.
Or an exorcist.
Or an exorcist.
It's the gnome.
Greg, it is
Goddamn
up to you.
Hi, I'm Amber. I played Greg very poorly today. Sorry, I'm so sleepy. But I love you all. Thank you for watching. I have
All
no
right.
plugs.
Very cool. And
Hashtag Griefect. Dang it, every time.
Tag.
and
Refect.
and
The best
Not
there
the
is.
hashtag.
well, speaking of defect,
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming to watch. We'll catch you guys next week and have a great night.
cool. And I have been Jared. I have been your dungeon master here on Nuuli Forged. You can catch us on all the social medias at Nuuli Forged. You can check out old episodes on YouTube. New episodes updated Monday. And yeah. It's gonna be great. You can check out Matt and I's podcast, Mid-Level Adventurers, wherever you get podcasts. Hopefully we'll get that back up and soon. We just got to do some coordinating. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Gonna see if we can do a little raid here. Nope, raids are not working. So we won't raid anyone tonight. But thank you all for coming.
Rating is
And
attached to Mike's internet.
yeah, it's all Mike's fault. Everything is Mike's fault. It's all your internet.
The ghost is expanding its reach.
That creepy little gnome.
Creeping into your wires.
Oh, stop.
Oh no.
But good night, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next week. And thanks for sticking around. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.